Joe Palacios, open bodybuilding IFBB pro that shocked the world and the bodybuilding industry, transforming in 3 years and getting second at the Texas Pro and third at the Tampa Pro this year.
As far as size, the most progress I made was from 2023 to 24, where I put on 20 pounds of stage weight. That was pretty wild. I don't want people to think this was the be-all and all, but I did run. I highly value what my coach, Justin Compton, has to say to me. Even this last rebound, he said, I can't believe that your body is still progressing at this rate each and every year. I've always had to run a little bit on every cycle. That's always in play. I've put in so much of my time, my heart, everything, lost people along the way, that part of doing this has caused problems. So it's like, am I really gonna fucking give up? I had to lose 30 pounds and it took me 6 weeks to drop 32 pounds.
6 weeks? What the fuck?
I guess I didn't want to let my brother down and my mom.
Let's bump it to a 200 and see how well you tolerate that. And I tolerated it well. And then 50 mgs of Winnie pre-training, 50 mgs of Anavar pre-training, 10 mgs of Halo pre-training, 10 mgs of Super Draw pre-training.
What would you guys attest the most, supplementation included, to keeping your health in check?
I don't know if you guys saw, but I got my food up again. It's 887 grams of carbs. So,
holy shit. This is the highest you've ever been, right?
Yeah, part of me thinks, am I tired? Or I'm like, nah, bro, I think it's just like...
How much would you say that your doses increased every year from going from 500 5 years ago up to... Before starting this podcast, I just wanted to say that ideating steroids for a full show is not widely accepted because it discounts the real work, which is the backbone of this sport. And unfortunately spreads that an unsafe chemical solution is all you need for results. Both of these are antithetical to society's understanding of the sport. And while there will always be some that claim that PEDs are all you need, I would like to deliver an honest message of what is required for achieving top performance, as well as the dangers associated with this route. I received this comment from a user named Nightscarens. But just as a rock climber, the athletes undergoing this path in the sport are willing to put their life on the line for their passion. Just the danger between the two sports is different. Luckily, we do have safety nets in the sport, such as organ imaging and regular blood work. But that doesn't change the high risk one must accept in taking on this competitive lifestyle. I just want to say thanks for coming on, bro, by the way. A lot of the audiences really appreciate that you're so real about everything you do, down to like how much you manage PEDs over the years and stuff, especially with the crazy transformations. So, and it's probably what my audience appreciates most, since like 99% of them are actually pretty smart and understand that there's, you know, a sweet spot, which I appreciate. Probably still only like that 1% that's still kind of like mentally handicapped, but you know, they'll figure it out someday. There's always,
yeah, man, honestly, it's crazy. I've been transparent since the very beginning because I always promised myself I would be, just in case someone up and coming was watching and wanted to know it was realistic and I didn't want to push their health like crazy or hurt themselves. And so I've had really good guidance the whole way through, but still to this day, people don't believe what I have to say. I'm all right. Well, fuck it. I tried.
I'm not surprised. Dude, man, I've listened to some podcasts with you on it. And like, I think maybe the pictures that you have when you were natty look so fucking sick that it's hard to believe. Even back in the day, I was like way smaller than you were when you were natty, but obviously I didn't train for nearly as long. Like I think my last natty pictures were 22 years oldish. That's when we started running like just orals, which was really dumb. But yeah, you were natty up till 27, right?
Yeah. So November, the date was November 17th in 2021, where I started using PEDs. My birthday is February 1st. So it was right before I turned 27. Right before.
Nice. Great birthday gift. Fuck. So
I was so excited. I'll never forget that shit. Like, it's funny because I remember when I did that, like, I literally was in the gym bathroom. Yeah. The guy that was helping me showed me how to pin and everything. He was my first pin. I'll never forget it. And then he gave me a bottle of D-ball, took my first D-ball, and that was my very first cycle pretty much. And later on in the cycle, when the D-ball dropped, I had an EQ. But I remember just like, fuck, what am I supposed to feel? Like, am I automatically stronger? I didn't know how things worked. You know, he taught me along the way. But I didn't know what I was supposed to feel. Like, would I feel it? Like, am I just going to see myself get fucking huge? Like, I didn't know what the fuck's going on.
Right.
But yeah, now I know how things work. But it was such an exciting moment for me.
I feel that a lot, bro. I was when I found out that I was running Halo tests, and it's a long story, I like didn't want to ever run shit in the beginning because one, I had a fear of needles, and two, I had no knowledge about PEDs, nor did I have anyone really to go to except for a coach that I didn't really have. I don't know. I wouldn't consider it a close relationship at all. In fact, I was more just like intimidated by him and didn't want to ask him for anything. So, when I found out that one of the pills was Halo testing that he was having me take, honestly, I was pretty hyped. I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I guess it's over. The dark side adapted me anyways. Maybe I belong here.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but like before prefacing what we're going to talk about throughout this podcast too, I appreciate you opening up and being real, regardless of the small percentage that will never believe the people that are like discussing things on this podcast. Like, there's still comments saying that it's just obvious that Martin is a liar and he's lying about his off-season dosages, which, I mean, whether it's true or not, it's like the people who truly believe this really believe that you need to be running things like a 3-gram test base and you need to be titrating up doses to like 6-gram totals. And like, this is a very big 90s mentality. You know what I mean? And in that 90s mentality, they also had no coherence or consciousness over blood work markers, over longevity markers. I don't even know if any of them really check their blood pressure, to be honest. So it's just a whole nother era. And from the 157 episodes I've had now or so, it's been pretty clear. I even discussed this with Ian Valera on our podcast, that we came to a conclusion. The average open doses for off season, when it comes to just the test base, normally ranges anywhere from like 750 to like 1.3 grams or so. So you telling us openly that you're at the place where you're running 1.2 grams, to me is like, why would someone want to believe that you're lying and that you had to push even further? Because at that point, like, you're hurting yourself in so many different places, I've felt myself that anytime my body the oxidative stress is too high, my blood pressure is too high, this affects all my training markers, this affects my sleep, and all of that not just affects my recovery and just how much I'm like developing over the course of the next few months, but honestly just fucking fucks my mental health, man. It like really fucks you. And
it's funny. I didn't know that until like, in hindsight, it's 2020. Like, man, I really made some of those decisions while I was running this, and this.
yeah,
And when you read on some of the things, it says it fucks with your mental state, or like it can cause depression or whatever. And it's like, damn, I think it did. It's like, what the fuck? I've told this story on another podcast. I can't remember which one, but EQ is known for causing depressive side effects.
yeah,
And
some weird anxiety effects in some people too. Yeah,
I've taken EQ since the beginning. Like I said, like it's been in almost every single cycle I've ran.
mm-hmm.
And I remember I was cool, chill. Like I loved my old job and stuff. But I really started getting immersed in the bodybuilding thing. But then around the same time I started taking that shit, I was like, man, I fucking hate what I do. Like I was miserable. Like, and I'm like, maybe it's because I really love bodybuilding. But now that I think about it, I was like, I think the EQ was fucking on my head. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
It made you quit.
Hindsight, bro.
It made you quit your job.
Yeah, it made me quit my job. I became a full-on bodybuilder. And honestly, like I tried to convince myself, nah, I love bodybuilding. It's nothing else.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, if I'm being honest with myself, I'm pretty sure the drugs had a good little play in that, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Be like that sometimes.
Yeah. But real quick story. One time when I was getting ready to compete against Andy, actually, I was like 2 or 3 weeks out, and I get a nasty death face, like just fucking horrible. And how you walk around sluggish and shit, you're not gonna smile to anybody. I remember my boss pulled me aside. He was like, "Hey Joe, like, I've been getting some complaints. Like people have been saying like you look like you don't want to be here. You just don't look happy and shit." I was like, "Bro, what the fuck?" I literally told him, "What the fuck?" I was like, "I'm getting my fucking job done." I was like, "I'm not gonna be fucking happy, dog. I'm fucking starving." I was like, "I have no energy to do this shit." I was like, I'm doing this job to be able to provide for myself and shit. I'm like, of course I'm not gonna fucking smile. What the fuck? He's like, "Yeah, I know, I get it. But you think you tried to put on a smile?" I was like, "No."
No.
I was like, how the fuck does me smiling affect their day? I was like, get the fuck out of here.
What was the job?
I'll never forget that. It was for a uniform company, Cintas.
Okay.
Ever heard of them? It's like a big white truck, blue letters. They deliver uniform rental clothes.
Okay. So like you weren't like it wasn't like one of those situations where like you're dealing with customers like you're what is it called? Like you're like a waiter or something where you have to like put on a face. I was
definitely dealing with customers. No, I was so my title was service sales representative. So
Okay.
I'd go change out uniforms like mats on the floor, hygiene products in the bathroom. Put that in my truck. Like swap everything out every week. And then these were like high volume customers. So I was promoted to a pretty high volume route that brought in a lot of revenue for the company.
Okay.
So I had to carry myself in a certain manner. But when I'm in front of a customer, I'll be a little bit different. I'll be more conscious about where I'm going over a large bill. So any little issues, I have to like, put on a face to be able to like pretty much convince them like, look, we're fucking you, but it's okay. Like that's pretty much how it felt. So yeah, it was kind of a serious role for me because of the amount of money those companies that I serviced brought in.
Mm-hmm.
But my competing never affected that. It was the people in the factory that would complain. I was like, what the fuck these guys like? So,
okay.
But yeah, it was a good job. I got promoted there like I want to say 4 times before I left. And before I left, I was getting interviewed to become one of the warehouse supervisors.
Mm-hmm.
But then I decided like, I don't want to do this. I want to commit to bodybuilding. And so I just pieced everyone out.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. For a second, I thought you were just scaring all the customers, which would make a lot of sense.
No, but it was dope because I was like the biggest dude there. And when people would see me, because sometimes like they would have me cover other routes. So when I would walk into these people's accounts and shit, they're like, what the fuck? And then people would ask me, why are you here? Like, what are you doing this for? You look at you. And I was like, I ask myself that all the time. So now when they see me, like some of the people follow me still and they're super happy for me. Some of my old coworkers follow me and they compliment or comment on my posts and stuff, seeing some of the things I've achieved since I've been gone. Because they all thought it was dope that I was going to follow my dream. And to see that it all kind of playing out.
Yeah.
That'll give me so much love for that.
That's awesome, brother. That's really dope.
Yeah.
That actually just had me think of this little tangent. But, when I was in college, I was in a fraternity. And, during those times, especially when you're that young, things are a little bit weird, right? Like, especially if you're in some kind of thing like a fraternity or a sorority, probably don't feel like most of those people are your actual genuine friends. But it's funny, as we mature, a lot of us change, a lot of us grow older, a lot of us prioritize more things that are, I think, you just have different priorities. You start understanding family, you start realizing connections are really important to you. And a lot of these guys ended up coming back and just like supporting me and being like, yo, I'm so proud to see that shit. So I'm sure you guys have both had a lot of that come your way as well.
Yeah, I'll speak for myself. I am so transparent and honest about this. I have never had really any hate growing up in my accomplishments and who I was. I've had a ton of love and support, and I'm so grateful and blessed to have that. 'Cause I know not a lot of people don't. They have a lot of hate. They don't have any backup or like backing for what their dreams are and stuff.
Yeah.
But from my family to certain friendships, I've lost friends. I've lost certain people that didn't really believe in my vision.
Mhm.
But nothing that truly like really messed me up to that point where I'm like, damn, like I guess this is the reality. But I've had a very, very like peaceful, loving upbringing when it came to this dream of mine that I've been pursuing. So I don't know what Andy's has been like, but it's been pretty dope for me. I'm not gonna lie.
That's awesome, brother.
Mine's been really good too. I haven't really had like any noticeable hate or doubt from peers or anything like that. I also think like you guys live in a really big city where there's a lot of people. I'm like in a smaller city, so I'm the only IFBB pro in like the whole city. So I'm also like the only Olympian. So I remember when I turned pro, there was like all these people that came out of the woodworks from my city who have like I've never met, and they're like, hey, they come up to me in the gym, hey, bro, congrats on turning pro. You're putting Fresno on the map. We're all so proud of you, bro. Blah blah blah. And then same thing at the Olympia, you know, like they were like, oh, bro, you made it to Olympia. That's so awesome. And it's just like, I think because I have a smaller town and I live here, it's a lot more noticeable. Like I feel the love from everyone. So almost every time I walk into the gym, it's like multiple people coming up to me who I don't know. And they know me because it's such a small town, you know? So it's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's really cool to hear you guys say that. Wish I could say the same, but you know, at least now you have a reference point. No, I can be really grateful now. I gotta ask this though, because I don't even remember where I saw this, if it was online or if I like heard it on the podcast, but I'm curious about your journey starting off, even from the beginning, maybe even before bodybuilding started as you were a kid, because I heard you might have dealt with eating disorders. And I have a feeling that all of us clearly have this eating disorder with these bazookies and brownies. It's really Andy's fault though, honestly.
That's funny as fuck. So yeah, I'll touch on that. So actually it was on Dave Palumbo's podcast. That was the first time I ever opened up about that.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first time I ever felt like I had a voice because I just won something big, right? And so he put me on that platform. So I thought it might help. But I was a fat kid growing up, and you don't realize you're the fat kid until like one day, like all your friends are getting attention from these girls and no one wants you. You're like, fuck, what is it? So, I'm the fat fuck. That's what it is. No, but yeah, I was a fat kid growing up. And then I had to lose weight to play football in the Pop Warner League if I wanted to be able to play.
That's
So
ironic, right? Losing weight to play football.
Yeah, man. I was a big kid. Like I give everybody this reference because I know this is a pretty like holy shit number. But in third grade, you're 9 years old, right? I weighed 136 pounds. So, and I wasn't tall.
Shit.
You know, so like most of my friends were 60, 70 pounds at that point. The heaviest kid before like that I thought was chubby was like 80. So I'm like, fuck, man, I'm really like that heavy.
Yeah.
That was the first time I've ever been given a number that I understood was pretty up there.
Mm-hmm.
So when I played football for the first time in sixth grade, I was overweight, but I wasn't over the cap for the highest divisions. So when I was in sixth grade, I was playing with seventh and eighth graders. I was third string, you know, I didn't start. Second year I started, but I had to lose it was like 15 pounds to play that year.
Mm-hmm.
I did that. And then my eighth grade year, to be able to play again, I had to lose 30 pounds. And it took me 6 weeks to drop 32 pounds.
6 weeks? What the fuck?
Yeah. So I've always been able to starve. Like, even though I was a fat kid, somehow I just I guess I didn't want to let my brother down and my mom because they really wanted to see me play football. And I was actually getting pretty good. You know, I started my second year. I was going to start both ways plus special teams that my eighth grade year. And then, yeah, so I did that. And so that was the first time I ever had to diet.
Yeah.
And all I knew was no carbs and a fuck ton of cardio. And obviously it fucking works. You know, I didn't know what calorie was. I just ate a little and ran a lot.
Yeah.
And
sounds like me.
Going into high school, because I kind of had a bit of a growth spurt, plus I was working out essentially playing football and stuff. Not true workouts, but push-ups and shit here and there. I went into high school football. I was a 175-pound freshman, but I was somewhat muscular at this point. I still had some fat on me, but I was a big kid. I started both ways. I was the team overall MVP for the season for my freshman football team.
Mm-hmm.
I was a running back, middle linebacker. Started lifting weights my freshman year after the season, and I was stronger than anybody. I was probably in the top 3, and the other 2 were big ass linemen, pretty much. So, but I was able to bench 2 plates my freshman year. I was able to squat 4, overhead press a plate in
squat 4 when
25.
you were 13.
Yeah, no. Well, freshman year you're 15. You go 14 to 15, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so freshman year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was able to squat 4 plates just for
Damn,
one.
bro, that's fucking sick.
But that was enough for me. And then, but yeah, so my mom always told me though, so now I was on the opposite side where she's like, Joseph, you need to, if you want to play with the big boys, you need to be a big kid. So I said I started freshman year overall MVP. Then they moved me up to varsity for the playoff games. And I I got to play with varsity a bit. Started varsity my sophomore year as a middle linebacker. But between freshman and sophomore year, between lifting weights and my mom making sure I ate, I had like a half a jar of peanut butter every night before going to bed. Like those little Jiffy peanut butter jars.
Dude.
I shit you not. My mom would tell me, she's like, Joseph, eat this before bed. Like, I was like, okay. I put on 30 pounds. I went from 175 to 205 from freshman to sophomore year. And then
Was this a good 35
went in,
pounds?
it was pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was big, I was strong.
Because you're training hard at the same
I didn't
time.
look fat.
Yeah.
I was lifting. I've always like I'm telling my body has responded to lifting weights like just quicker than anybody's. And again,
Clearly.
I didn't know, but in hindsight, I understand like genetics, right? I didn't know what genetics were. And then so sophomore year after season going into junior year, I broke my foot. And I put on like another 15 pounds, but now I was fat. So I got really into my head. So I broke my foot, went into junior year, played. I was 230 pounds my junior year. And I'm not going to lie, that was the easiest football season ever because when you're fucking heavy like that, you're somewhat athletic. Bro, if you're a middle linebacker, you're just fucking destroying people. Like, that's a big ass dude playing middle linebacker in high school. But then I remember seeing a picture in the yearbook and my face looked fat as fuck. And I didn't even realize it was me.
Those yearbook pictures are
I was
terrible.
like, bro, it was horrible. It wasn't like a picture. It was like a off, like, they just captured it. Like, you know how they have those. So I was like, hey, who the fuck is that? I had like pimples right here and shit. I had a double chin. Like, I was like, oh my fuck, that's me. What the fuck? It fucked me up to see myself like that because that was the first time I got fat since I was a kid. And I was like, fuck this. I shit you not. In 8 weeks, I remember giving myself 2 months, I dropped 47 pounds. So I was working out 3 times a day, eating like hardly anything, but I was kind of like really like in good shape. Like as fucked up as it sounds, like I was still weight training. So your body doesn't just drop muscle like that, even though it's starved, because you're still giving it somewhat of a stimulus, even though the protein's not there. But yes, I obviously lost a lot of muscle still too.
Yeah.
So I went from 230 down to like 185 or 183 or something like that. And I went into that season. So that was like the start, like the introduction to the eating disorder. Because now I'm just afraid to get fat. So then I tried to play middle linebacker, and it was really hard. I was not used to being a lighter body anymore. So like I had to really learn good techniques in middle linebacker. I couldn't just be brutally strong and just run people over. So I ended up putting on back like 15 pounds, 20 pounds to be able to play the position through the season. And then after that, I was like, I'm going to get in super good shape. I don't want to get fat. And I got all the way down to like 160 pounds post football season. I went to prom. I was 160 pounds compared to my 205 pound self. And then no one knew I was battling an eating disorder then because now I'm just like terrified to eat food. And then even after high school, when people saw me, I dropped even farther. So I was 145 pounds.
Holy fuck.
When I was like 18
Jesus,
going
bro.
19.
Yeah.
But then an event happened in Las Vegas. I don't know if I've ever talked about this story, but it was in Las Vegas. I went with my family. I remember stepping on the scale before we left. I was 145 pounds, which is the lowest I've ever been. And I went to Las Vegas with my family, and there was these guys trying to sell their little CDs, their little mixtapes. And this black dude comes up to me, and he was like, hey, listen to my next tape. Here, about $10. Oh, no, thank you, man. Keep in mind, I'm walking with my family on the strip. Then he stops when I say no, thank you. He's like, hey, man. Like, damn, just looking at you. He's like, you're definitely one of those dudes that I would love to put on a dress and just have my fucking way with in prison, bro.
Holy fuck.
He's like, damn, man, I'd love to see you like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I was embarrassed as fuck in front of my family, too. My brothers were there and shit.
It's fucking weird.
I was kind of like, what the fuck? And I walked it off. We were going to a buffet, and I shit you not, that's where, so I went from like this like anorexic style of eating disorder to the complete opposite. And I just wouldn't stop eating. I gained 8 pounds after that moment. Like I came back that Monday, in 2 days I gained 8 pounds. I ate to the point where I threw up. And my body was funny at the beginning. It just got fucking like it's like going from depleted to completely like maxed out full.
Yeah.
So and so I gained 8 pounds that very first weekend, and that led to me gaining 80 pounds in 3 months.
Oh my God.
And that was really harsh on my body. It caused me to lose my gallbladder.
Holy shit.
I was eating such high fatty foods, and it happened so fast. I developed gallstones. So I had my gallbladder removed after that. But I was battling an eating disorder for like 2 years, I couldn't diet. So because every time you try to diet, your mind and body fuck with each other. They conflict and they think you're starving, so you have to binge eat. So the only time I didn't binge eat is if I just allowed myself to eat whatever, and that's it. Like, don't think about it, just eat. And then eventually it just slowed down to stop. So I stayed 220 pounds for 2 years to the point where I'd stopped thinking about food. And then I was slowly able to learn about like nutrition in general and how macros worked and how to, instead of dieting like a bodybuilder, how to eat like an influencer, quote unquote, like, oh, I can put this with this, kind of
Yeah, be
almost
more
like how,
flexible.
yeah, flexible dieting. So I learned how to do that. I learned about calories, learned about protein and a slight deficit, how cardio works with calorie play and all that shit. So that's where I learned all the stuff I learned. And then I was able to get in shape for the first time when I was 23. But the main driving factor was I lost my dad and I was super depressed. So like with
I'm
the
sorry
eating
about that,
disorder,
man.
losing my dad and all that stuff, it really took a toll on me. And then when I wanted to like fix my mental state, I wanted to work on my body because I knew it started there. So that's when I got in shape for the first time at 23 years old and pretty much became a bodybuilder at that point. Keep in
Yeah.
mind, I never stopped working out. I always did some form of workout, whether it was lifting weights, I did insanity for a while, all these kind of things. But I always loved the bodybuilding thing. So I just stuck with that eventually. Here
Yeah.
we are.
Um,
Yeah,
how,
man, it was rough.
how close were
It
you
was
to
rough.
how close were you to your dad?
So believe it or not, we actually like as much as it hurt when I lost him, we weren't that close at all. He used to work 7 days a week, like 16-hour days. So I hardly see him. He was
Mhm.
diabetic, so that's why I lost him so early.
Mhm.
But he was forced into retirement due to amputation of the legs and stuff. So he only stopped working because he had to, essentially. But
Holy shit.
he even went back. So they took one leg. He went back to work, 2 jobs on one leg, just with a prosthesis. But then they started taking away from the other. So he didn't want to lose both completely. So he decided to just walk away. Uh, no pun intended. Fuck. But then he was kind of more around. But then by that time, I was with my ex, who was my person at the time, and I was just going out. I was growing up. I was like 20 already, 18,
Yeah.
20. So he didn't know I was going through any of this eating shit either. I never told him. I never spoke on it to my family. It was embarrassing. But yeah, I lost my dad when I turned right before 22 years old. So I deal with his loss at 22 pretty much. That whole year went to drinking and just going down a really bad path. And
Yeah.
bodybuilding kind of like set me on the right one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we were somewhat like close. I was his favorite son. Like I just was. He was. I was the one that he wanted to show me off to everybody. He was super proud of and stuff. But we didn't have like a super close relationship.
Mhm. I mean, I'm sure he would be incredibly proud now, bro.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's crazy you're doing the podcast today because today is actually literally the day he passed away, just 10 years later.
Hmm. It's crazy how that kicks you in the ass,
Yeah.
It's moments like that that really like change your perspective on life and how you attack it. And sometimes I feel like it's a little bit sad that it sometimes almost requires something like that, But
Talked about that. It's
just-
crazy
just how the world
because
is.
things happen the way they're supposed to. That's what I've always believed.
Yeah.
And if it weren't for him being taken, I wouldn't be where I'm at. There was a path where I was going the wrong one first.
Mhm.
And then one night I just completely lost it. Like all that hurt came out through alcohol and stuff. Made a fool of myself at a party. The next day I was so embarrassed. And the first thought to myself was like, damn, like your dad's gone and this is who you're becoming. Like, is this someone he would be proud of?
Yeah.
Is this that boy that he would like to show off to people and talk so highly of? And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm better than this. He knows I'm better than this. And I refuse to like be this now that he's gone. I want if I are to be able to meet him again, I want him to be able to be proud of the man I became. So it's cool to hear that, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, bro. Of course. I feel like, in a weird way, when my best friend Ryan passed away, I was trying to remember how old I was. It was like around 22 years old. Maybe 24. But it's weird, man. Afterwards, it was tough, but I feel like he was introduced into my life in order for me to learn and to realize a lot of the mistakes I was making. And a lot of those mistakes were just prioritizing some of the most wrong things. Because this guy was, I don't know anyone who's had a more just like catastrophic life than he did. Like, caught his mom shot and killed when he was 7 years old. Was basically an orphan with his little brother and sister. His dad committed suicide when he was about 17, 18, and he went off to the military. Bro went to jail and prison off in an accident and was supposed to be in prison for years, but the firefighting department asked him to work for them since he was so good in prison that during his time fighting, he saved a kid's life who tried to commit suicide by shooting himself in the head. And the kid ended up being the son of the head of the police department. So Ryan gets a call randomly in jail, and he's like, instead of like having like 5 to 10 years left in prison, he's like, you're going to be out in 6 months. And Ryan just falls to the ground crying. And this guy has always been the most positive and good person, selflessly. Even when we were living together, it was me, him, and Dion, and I would just watch this guy do things for people, even though, we were busy, and we sometimes were like focused on ourselves and like have a lot of work to do or something and stress out of our mind. And both these guys had terrible fucking credit scores because they were both in prison, and fucking I had to carry the whole fucking team for that shit to find an apartment. And these guys were just like working to like get their records erased. And bro didn't matter, man. He was just positive and working forward the entire time. And then right before he passed away, he made everything happen. Got the VA got $150K from the VA, got his whole record erased. Dion ended up doing the same thing. And it was just inspiring to me to be like, dude, maybe I should actually prioritize my connections with people rather than just like getting as many followers as possible and trying to prove myself to my parents or prove myself to people that always doubted me. Like, maybe I should actually try to realize that these relationships matter and use that to propel me forward, And
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. But anyways, afterwards, I feel like I just became a different person. I realized the podcast is something that I could do, and it's something that I really want to. And honestly, everywhere that like the place I'm in now, I feel is all thanks to how good of a role model he was for me when he was alive, and still to this day,
Yeah, one thing I've always said, especially with all the experiences, because nobody's experience is harsher than the other. We all handle things in our own way. And some things are harder on some than others and vice versa, but we all hurt the same, And so I've always preached that God, religious or not, is what I believe, right? God gives his hardest battles to his strongest warriors because he knows that person is the example for those that aren't so strong. And so when they see somebody like yourself or me or Andy or whatever, talk about these things and see that it wasn't always easy, but we got through it. And now we have like a, what do you call it, a spectrum to speak on or a platform. It gives them hope that they can keep going. If they just keep going, they can make something of themselves or get through the hard time because that person did it.
Yeah.
But not everybody feels that they have a voice. So you can give them one through yours, and your experiences, and just pass on that strength through your experience.
Yeah. Andy, we need to get you some fucking pre-workout.
I'm just listening. You guys are. I'm just here, bro. I'm just a fly on the wall. You know what I'm saying?
It's the middle of the day. It's the middle of the day, bro.
I will say I did have a pretty good ass back day, and that was like at 10 a.m. and I got home around like noon. Had my post workout meal. Now I'm sitting here. Well, it also could be because I don't know if you guys saw, but I got my food up again. It's like 887 grams of carbs. So,
holy shit.
Like,
this is the highest you've ever been, right?
Yeah. Part of me thinks I'm like, am I tired? Or I'm like, nah, bro. I think it's just the insulin constantly spiking.
It's definitely what that is.
It's dope because you have the best look at this time, but you honestly feel terrible because every time you eat, you feel that. It's every fucking meal.
You mean the best look like this short out of the show? Because dude, like I was telling Andy the same thing.
Blasting full, shredded, like you look fucking dope when you're training, but then after you eat everything is it's hard to drive.
I love that he's saying this because did I not just say the same shit when we were working out back day? I was like, dude, Andy looks like a fucking animal, dude. He looks so fucking crazy right now.
Dope as fuck for that hour or two that you're training. Then the rest of the day you feel terrible.
Yeah. Andy, are you running any like Slin or any like GDAs or anything like that?
Yeah, I take GDA before my pre-meal because it's like before my pre and post meal just because it's like 150 grams of carbs each. And then we are running 20 units Atlantis. We did that all last off season too. Okay. But we just feel like it helps with the blood glucose and like obviously just like facilitating all the food properly versus just like when we're able to push the food up higher without getting as soft. And that Atlantis helps a little bit even at just 20 units a day.
Okay, that's nice. Was that ever a single variable that you guys changed so you were able to like see how much of an impact that introducing insulin was for you?
I think, it was this last prep is the first time we introduced it. And honestly, it's like Prob thinks we're able to keep the food higher throughout the whole prep and still get very, very lean. And he thinks the Lantus honestly helped with that a lot. And the only thing we changed is as we got really close, I did start to go a little bit hypo, just from being low body fat, low blood sugar, all that. So he's like, yeah, let's just bump this from 20 to 10 units just because we don't really need 20 units, especially if you're already peeled. So that was really it though, to be honest.
Okay.
You could tell who's 290 here just from the breathing.
Bro, so I watched, I was on Full On's podcast like last week or something like that. And I can hear myself breathing. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, because I don't hear it until someone tells me something or I'm listening to myself on camera. I'm like, God damn, I sound like I'm going to die.
I'm going to die.
I remember it's so crazy how you're not really aware of it. And it sounds like you're just breathing normal. I remember I was in an Airbnb with two other athletes, two girls, like in 2024 for Raw. And they had flown us out or whatever, and it was late at night. I was 260 at the time. It was the heaviest I ever got. And I was in the kitchen late at night cooking my meals, prepping them for the next day. And I remember it was kind of late. Following morning, we all wake up. We're headed out to the warehouse or whatever. And one of the girls is like, hey, I couldn't sleep last night. You were being too loud. I was like, what? Like, I wasn't being very loud, I don't think. She's like, no, it was your breathing. I was like, I was in the kitchen just cooking my thing. What do you mean? She's like, no, we could all hear you breathing. I was like, God damn, that's not good. Just like huffing and puffing, just cooking my meal. Just, I don't know.
It's dope though. I've been up to 300 pounds since 2023. I'm 284 right now. But I'm on TRT right now, so I'm like 10 pounds off what I should be weighing. But I've been this heavy long enough to where I feel pretty normal. I know it sounds fucking wild. I've always wondered how people walk around like this.
Yeah.
When you get there, it's so much different than when you've been there. Your
body does tend to
feel like I feel like my 220 pound self, like how I move and stuff. The only thing that I really feel my weight is trying to turn in bed. I'm trying to move like 280 pounds into a circle, like trying to turn. But and then putting my shoes on still sucks. That never not sucks. But I wipe my ass just fine, like I in the shower I've adapted to where I can only reach like that far. but like you can use a stick or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta get the brushes.
I feel pretty normal. Like I've been this for so long. I breathe heavy as fuck, but I'm like, sometimes I look at like my side profile. I don't know how I breathe sometimes because like crazy fucking thing when my neck's going like that. It's like, so I understand why I breathe so heavy, but I feel fine. I guess I got my blood work done. My blood work's really good.
Yeah. What are the cholesterol levels
man.
in your what are the cholesterol levels and the blood pressure at right now?
Oh, I have to look at the fucking thing, but it's like, as far as being out of range, it's only like just a couple of points above. I got my my blood work done. It would be 5 weeks. No, week 6 post rebound.
Mm-hmm.
So I was off for about 6 weeks before I finally tested it. So for where they're at, my liver enzymes were kind of high, but it's like in that range where it's like, it's going to be high because I'm a bodybuilder, but not dangerous.
How many days off did you take before you got the blood work done? 3
days. So like my kidney numbers were good.
Okay.
My creatinine was low and all that stuff. Blood levels were low. I hated it.
Well,
I felt great when I went back to working out.
You know what's crazy, Joe, is that I'm gonna get lab work done here in a little bit, and if it comes back good, we're gonna push for a little bit longer. But obviously, it's like the protocol. It's like you got to take all these days off training and all this stuff. Otherwise, the kidney markers will be skewed and all this, the creatinine and all that. And
Yeah, I did do that shit.
I was talking to my boy who has a lot more knowledge than me. He's like, bro, just do a cystatin C test, which I've done before, and then for the liver, do a GGT test. And essentially with the cystatin C test, it's going to have more accurate kidney markers versus like EGFR. That is skewed by like age, by race, by a whole lot of different things. By muscle mass. So obviously if a bodybuilder gets their EGFR tested and their kidney function, like it's going to obviously be lower, or so it'll be skewed by all these things. So a cystatin C test is like the highest possible quality test you can get and the most accurate. And then the GGT test is the same, but for both the liver enzymes, AST and ALT. So he's like, you don't even need to take any days off the gym because those numbers aren't skewed. So
nice.
I saved myself. I'm going to take 1 day off. I'll just go after a rest day, but the training is so good right now. I'm like, I don't want to take 3 days. I can't do it.
I know, bro. I have a problem with that. I've always taken at least 1 day off. I just got my blood work done last week, right? I showed you, right? I told you.
Mm-hmm.
I did it right after a hard leg day. Whatever. I don't care.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. AST and ALT, not so great. 68, 131. Probably could have been better.
Yeah.
I wonder what it would have been without leg day, but yeah, I guess I'm
being as heavy as I am, I thought it was really important that I took those 3 days because I honestly needed it too. I've been beating my body up for like 6 months straight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So to have 3 days back to back, I honestly felt pretty amazing.
I bet.
Monday.
I bet.
Yeah, bro. Like what the fuck?
After the Olympia, I took 5 days off, cardio, training, everything, and I got blood work done.
Oh, see, I didn't do that.
Yeah, I just was like, I'm going to get lab work done Friday. And I was like, I'm going to just take the whole week off because I was like you. I'm like, I did 6 shows. I'm like, I'm just going to give my body rest. As much as I want to train, I know my body needs it. And I swear by the 5th day, I felt better. I was like, I could probably take another 5 days off and I'll just keep feeling better and better the more time I take off. I didn't lose any fullness or anything. By the time I got back in there, I was like ready to go.
You know, Dexter Jackson was known for taking 6 weeks off post Olympia.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, all of these
do that.
all of these 90s guys.
Bro, yeah, Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie Coleman said he would take 12 weeks off.
3 months, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Levrone would take 6 months off.
Yeah, the Kevin Levrone thing is still crazy to me, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But see, the Kevin Levrone thing, that's what I tell everybody. Like, yes, he did that, but like, he got huge and then did that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like when you're chasing that size, like, you can't.
You can't
But
afford
once
to
you're
do
there,
that.
yeah, then you
Normal
just have
people
muscle
can't.
memory and it comes back in like fucking 6 weeks. So, like,
Yeah.
I understand how he did it, but there's no way he did that going up. There's no way.
Real quick, guys. So while I was looking at the YouTube analytics, I actually saw that 85% of you guys that watch this channel are not subscribed. And I want to ask very little of you guys, but if you enjoy this podcast, if you find value in it, then please do me this one favor and subscribe to the channel, because doing so helps me get bigger and greater guests like the guests you are listening to today. Also, this channel is not sponsored, which means only the companies that I work with, which are Young LA and Huge Supplements, are the companies that can help fund this channel by you guys using the code NILE. So code NILE gives you a discount of 15% off of Young LA, and code NILE also gives you a discount of 10% off of Huge Supplements. And if you decide to purchase anything from any of these companies, it will help immensely for me by using my code. And this way, I can travel to other guests and also upgrade in equipment to make this podcast bigger and better for you guys.
What are your guys' opinion on like the 90s guys, or even like the 2000s guys? They're like, oh, we came off everything completely. There was no TRT. There was no 200 mgs a week. It was come off everything cold turkey, reset the receptors, all this. And in theory, it kind of does make sense. But also, like with all the knowledge you have now, it's like, in my opinion, if you're going to come off for 8 weeks and you're going to like take HCG, Clomid, all these things to turn your natural testosterone back on, like the moment it gets back on, you're going to get right back on cycle and just turn it off again. It's like, you may as well just stay on, to be honest.
Yeah. Everybody look at this. Look how sick this is. I showed Andy this. I haven't shown anyone else in the world this yet. I fucking told you I was natty when we were fucking lifting back day. You're like, nah, you probably still have some of those orals in there. Fuck no, I had nothing in there. 191. Hold on, let's look at the little graph, just because the graph makes it look. Can you do that? The little red under there.
They're like, bro, you need
testosterone worse than an old man.
You need a shot of test right now.
Yeah. I was doing HCG, and then I thought I was feeling great, and all this shit. And then I started to realize, like, damn, I hit chest 4 days ago, and it is sore as fuck. I'm like, what is going on? It's a little weird. And I started feeling a little bit more like depressed in the mornings, but not that much. The mental thing was like not a big change. And then I got this number back, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to jump back on test.
Yeah, like it's literally not healthy for it to be that low,
Yeah. But
I watched a podcast with Dave Palumbo and Jay Cutler, and I do believe they came off. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
However, like Andy said, like to go through that dip just to get back to a set point, then to go from there. Like I don't know if I've had zero problems with growing on the dosages that I have by staying on TRT and then going back up to the blasting number. And then coming
your
back
TRT is like 200 to 250, right?
Mm-hmm.
At this point, so in the beginning, it was 200 when I was smaller Joe.
Now it's 500.
Bigger Joe. No, it's 300.
Okay.
Is at 300.
Got it. That's some real shit.
I have heard. It's funny though. I am not name dropping nobody, but yeah, theirs is at 500. And I'm like, because I used to ask
I've heard that.
okay. So unless you achieve a certain level of muscle mass, which now that I'm seeing, my TRT doesn't look super TRT anymore, but it is. So I'm like, okay, that's because I stayed a little leaner this time around and I have a certain level of muscle mass. Okay. But some of these other guys, I would tell Paul, like, dude, they're like, how the fuck does he look like this? And he's like, not on. And then I find out their TRT is like 500. Like, no fucking way. Like, now it makes sense to me.
That's nuts, bro.
What the fuck?
That's crazy. Oh, shit. Yeah. That was my blast last year.
See?
I mean, there was also 400 primo, but that was my blast last year. So or maybe the year before. I don't know. Anyways, we're back on TRT. So 150 test. We're not going to put up with this shit. But regarding your question, I 100% believe that they came off, but only because they didn't have, the culture those days was not backing TRT, right? There wasn't really like TRT those days. They didn't really drum. Like, I mean, there were some cruises, but I don't know how prevalent. I don't know when the cruise became popular in the forums. I feel like that was more in like the 2000s or something. But before then, I think my personal opinion is no matter what you're doing, whether you're coming off completely or you're coming off and dropping down to like a TRD dose or like a cruise, it's still better than just running year long all the time, no matter what. I always think it's going to be better. And it's not just because of your blood markers, but it's also just like, I really do believe there's a tolerance. And it's not that your receptors downregulate, but it's more of just like everything desensitizes to a certain point, no matter what you're taking, whether it's Adderall, whether it's some kind of recreational drug, whether it's a medication, you build a tolerance, and sometimes you have to titrate up the dose to like a certain level. But no matter what, whenever you come off and you jump back on after a long period of time, it always hits, and it's always like the amount of benefits that you get versus the disadvantages is always a higher ratio when you're jumping back on. Right?
So do you think those benefits would
Of
be
any
even?
medications.
Do you think those benefits would be even greater if you actually did come off, like no TRT, came off completely for say 3 months? By the time you jump back on 500 mgs a test, I feel like it would be a crazy difference. So like I see the theory, it makes sense, but I also am like, why would anyone want to come off completely and like have their test levels in the dirt, all these things? Like that's not necessarily healthy either.
So what I believe is if you have the genetics to bounce back with a PCT and have like a really high in reference range test level, if you have those genetics, then you would probably be better off coming off completely. But if you don't, which most of us will take some time, sometimes it takes up to even 3 months on HCG just to get your balls back running to a decent, efficient level, or at least the max level that you could. If some of us are like that, which I believe that I fucking would be taking that long, then it's probably way better to just jump on TRT because, like, I think there's like a, what is it called? I'm trying to think of the phrase, but the change is negligible, right? Like how much you drop down from being at a low natural testosterone level and then you come back up. A lot of that is going to be like muscle memory that you're recovering, right? A lot of that is like, that's why you see a lot of these guys maybe blow up when they jump back on tests is because they also just deflated when they were off of it. Versus if you're on TRT and you're jumping back on I feel like the difference is pretty damn negligible. It's about the same in my opinion, unless your genetics fare better for one side.
I can see that too. And it's very similar to like post show. Like I feel like if you're running a blast post show or if you're just on a cruise, you get so huge. And in your mind, you're like, am I actually growing tissue or am I just regaining the tissue that I potentially lost or the fullness that I lost from being in a deficit on prep for so long, you know?
Yeah, right. I would say that if you are someone whose genetics, isn't prone to having a high natural test level and it's going to take you a while to bounce that back up after your cycle is over, it's definitely not worth it. And it's better to jump on TRT1 because of the mental roller coaster that you're going to be going through. And then also having a lower testosterone level below reference range is going to be more unhealthy for a lot of your markers anyways.
Yeah, I agree.
It's better for you to be in a good reference range of testosterone, not just for your mental health, but also for your blood markers.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
I believe instead of like, you know, like when you come off completely, you're going to lose muscle tissue. So you can't hold on to all that muscle tissue that your testosterone at this level helped you achieve. So, because I've done the PCT thing just one time.
yeah,
One time, literally, and it was horrible. my strength went fucking trash for like a good 2 weeks, and then started picking up once my natural test got back. But I never got back to that peak lasting strength, and I definitely lost some of the size that I achieved as well.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And I mean, I saw such a big sword. It wasn't a crazy strength dip, but I remember being able to do the 150s for like 12 reps on dumbbell incline, and the heaviest I was able to go before going back on was 140 for 8. That's how much of a strength dip I lost.
gotcha.
And I was like, I ain't never doing this shit again. So being on TRT, I maintained my strength and size. I lost a little bit of the stamina, you know, but I was able to hit my peak numbers, you know.
Yeah.
So I never dipped. So I was like, okay, so if you mean tell me I'll go into a healthy test range, ride that out for a bit, keep everything that I just had without that extra little bit of inflation, you know, then when I go back on, it's just like, that's for my base and I'll just grow from there. Then I'd rather do that, you know, so it just makes more sense. Why have to lose to beginning a cycle, get it back, and then start growing from there, essentially. So my goals.
I
We
know
have a lot of valuable.
Go ahead.
We have a lot of valuable anecdotes now of people doing that and being extremely successful anyways these days, like your buddy Jordan Hutchinson and also Terrence Ruffin, all going on lower doses, TRT doses, and then coming back up and then exploding out of that. So I think we're chilling.
Facts. I was gonna say
But-
too, like
yeah.
even on TRT, like I still keep pretty good fullness, and I can still get a pretty nasty pump in the gym. Versus like I've came off completely once before as well. This was probably like in 2020, I think, during COVID when all the gyms closed. I was like, I may as well just come off. I think I came off for like 12 weeks. Bro, it was terrible. Like didn't matter how much I ate, how hard I tried to train. It's just like there's no pump, there's nothing happening, there's nothing
so
going
bad,
on,
bro.
It's
so
get
bad.
small.
Worse, that's
And I'm not recovering. It's
the
just
gym keeps me from being depressed. So when I went to the gym, it made me more depressed.
Well, also, not to mention like the mental side effects. Like even if you probably kept your same exact physique, test being in the dirt and being off cycle, like you will get depressed. Your hormones are all out of whack. So it's like low sex drive, like all these things they come into play. So yeah, it's not healthy for your mental.
I listen to stoicism videos in the morning, and I have to work extra hard not to be depressed when I'm at 191 total test. I have to work extra fucking hard, and then when I jump back on TRT, it's just like it happens for me. Sometimes I don't even have to try. You know,
you
it's
just feel good, like you feel confident and shit. Like damn, this is where it's at.
Feel confident,
I feel healthy as shit right now.
Hell yeah,
Test is best for all the natty homies. I want to ask, because how do I phrase this? Joe, is there anything that you have to be like adherent of or conscious of regarding the fact that your dad did he have type 1 or type 2 diabetes?
What's the one that you get? I think it's type 2, right? Where you're not born with it.
Yeah. Well, it's
Type
not.
2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, he didn't need insulin. His blood sugar was crazy high. So, but he needed insulin towards the end of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Like it got really bad.
Have you ever checked your genetics? I'm assuming that you may have. Do you have like a higher risk predisposition to getting diabetes?
I'm sure I do, but my blood glucose numbers are really good.
Okay, that's sick.
Yeah. I was pre-diabetic when I was depressed in 22.
Mm-hmm.
And I was when I was 22 years old. I would drink all the time, all those high sugar things. Plus, I had the binge eating disorder. So that sugar got me to pre-diabetes. I lost it all when I lost all that weight and I got into shape, and it never came back. So, I was definitely able to get diabetes like pretty easily, I think.
Okay.
But again, I was doing some extreme shit.
Yeah.
So
what would you say you're doing?
I got rid of it right away.
It's kind of funny too how it's like, bodybuilding is so extreme, but the most extreme shit that you did was honestly just the eating disorder before you bodybuilded.
I don't
now
think
you have
people
better
understand
markers.
how, okay, look, this is by no means me justifying the use of PEDs, but I truly believe food is a driving factor for most of the health issues that we all get. We are trying to be real heavy and shit.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing healthy about that. However, this is why you get your blood tested. You keep your blood pressure in check. Like you're not eating so many cheat meals to drive up all that shit, and I can definitely say when I was pushing to 300 pounds, I can see why people get really scared to be an open bodybuilder, because the way you feel, just trust me, you're not healthy. What I look like right now, this big version of me, I'm not pushing my weight. Like this is me chilling.
How much are you in right now
my
again?
Food's not crazy high. 284.
Okay, yeah. Still
But
big
when
boy.
I was pushing it but it's crazy because again, the food, eating 8,000 calories to get 300 pounds is not easy to do,
Jesus
and it's
Christ.
not good on your body. Like, so that's how much I had to eat at a certain point. Now I'm eating like 5,500, and I'm just chilling right where I'm at. So I'm not pushing my body in extremes.
Joe, when you were pushing at 300 for the first time, I think this was after you won Mr. USA. It was like right before your pro debut, was like the heaviest you got. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it was someone else, but I remember I think it was you saying that you had to eat McDonald's every night.
Every single night it was McDonald's. That's what it was. I did that cheat meal. There was a guy, it's on my page, where he asked me what my favorite cheat meal was. That's my McDonald's order, like the 2 double quarter pounders. I didn't have him throw in sometimes I would do 10 McNuggets, 3 cookies, a large fry, sometimes 2 large fries,
McFlurry,
and Diet Dr. Pepper.
Let's go. Fuck yeah. Reducing
Bro,
oxygen
when you're
stress
trying to
the
get
right
300
way.
pounds, bro, whatever the fuck you gotta do. But I remember telling Paul this because I was strong as fuck, man. Like just moving numbers that Paul eventually couldn't keep up anymore. He's like, "What the fuck, dog?" I was like, "I'm telling you, bro, the McPump is fucking real." And
Yeah.
then one
McPump.
day he fucking got a McPump. He
No,
was
bro, I
moving
believe
weight.
it.
I'm telling you, bro.
Hey,
Like,
that's how Martin Fitzwater won Prague.
Yeah.
Boss, boss changed his pump up and gave him some McDonald's fries.
Mm-hmm.
bro, it's the sodium, like sodium's good
Martin-
for big ass dudes.
Martin actually did salt free though. That's the crazy thing.
He did salt free.
Really?
He did salt free, but then he
measured it after the fact.
he
right?
measured. No, he still put the same amount of sodium. He just tried to make sure that it was measured, so he knew exactly what was going in
Oh, see?
in terms of salt.
Well, there you
wise.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I swear, at least for the best pumps, and then depending on I think the night before, obviously, like a morning lift. Like, say you do that big ass cheat meal I just said, then put a pre workout meal, and then train 10, 11 in the morning. Like, you're gonna have a really good fucking workout,
Yeah.
and that's what we would do.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm getting hungry, bro. I want some McDonald's fries right now.
Mr. 800 grams of carbs this year.
Insulin's
It's
dropping
not
quick.
enough.
huh?
It's not
The blood-
satiating,
the-
bro.
the
Cream
blood
of
sugar.
rice and jasmine rice and sourdough. It's not satiating enough. I need
It's not.
I need 2 double quarter. What's your order? I need your order, bro. That's what I need.
Yeah.
880 grams of carbs ain't satiating enough. That's crazy. We got a
because
bunch of
people
fat
don't
boys
realize
on this
what
pod, bro.
Bro, okay. You know how Jake Cutler always talks about 1,000 grams of carbs daily on his diet? So
What are
you're
your
a big dude, you got muscle. He had a very low fat diet. That's how Aceto did it for him.
yeah?
So when your carbs are that high, his protein was only around I think you said 310, 330 or something like that. It's actually pretty doable, to put that down because you don't stay full very long.
It's because
There's no fat slowing down
Yeah.
your digestion.
That's literally exactly. My fats are only at 64, and that's the highest they're gonna get, and it's just nothing. I see people that are way smaller, or even females, and they post their diet, and they're 60, 70 fats a day, and I'm like, that's more
Yeah,
than me.
64 is
Yeah,
low.
man. Mine is 75 grams
Mhm.
a
Jesus
day.
Which is
Christ.
low for you.
Yeah, so it's but it keeps me hungry. It's the lower the fat intake for my body is always. That's why I've been staying so lean.
Mm.
And so even on my every Saturday, I have a cheat meal with my wife, and I take away. So there's 2 beef meals in my plan. They're 90-10 beef. I don't eat those 2 meals, and that gets replaced with a cheat meal, and I have no added fats in my other meals that day. So
Gotcha.
the balance stays.
You mentioned a pod that you use insulin too, at least right now, right? Do you think that's probably one of the biggest things that it's helping you maintain healthy blood sugar levels?
Him or me?
You, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't use insulin.
Oh,
I
nothing.
haven't used insulin since when I got 300 pounds.
Gotcha.
In 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only used
Did you-
insulin twice.
Did you use Humalog?
Humalog? Yeah.
See, I want to. Yeah, I kind of want to experiment with it because I'm already eating so much, and I'm
loved
like,
it.
bro, if you want to throw a muffin on my back day, and I'll throw a little Humalog in there. I don't know. I think I just want a muffin.
A
for
muffin
some reason.
Humalog combo is crazy.
I just loved Humalog because it was around training, right?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
you have your pre, intra, post, and so those 3 meals together, or that time frame, that's all you got to worry about. The other
Yeah.
meals take care of themselves.
I'm curious, what is your guys' opinion? If you have a lagging body part, right, and you have 1 cheat meal a week, do you usually train the lagging body part, then eat the cheat meal that night after, or do you eat the cheat meal the night before you train the lagging body part?
Or mash first.
Yeah, you
Whatever.
answer first.
So I believe here's the train of thought, right? The carbs you ate that day are going to help you for the workout tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, you're in off season, you're going to have enough food already,
Yeah.
and though that the day before. So that kind of kills that thought to me. But when you train, if you save that cheat meal for that day, I'm pretty fucking hungry after training. So I can throw down some calories when there's no real limit to what I can do or eat. So I've always believed in the day you train that muscle.
So after the
So
workout,
like leg days.
uh-huh.
So after the workout. So remember I told you normally after leg days, that's when I have my big cheat meals.
Mhm.
And I'm expending the most calories that day
True.
for me, for my legs. So that's what I've been doing.
I
So
agree.
that's my belief. Just because you're in an off season. Now, if it's prep and you're trying to get the most out of that lagging body part, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
The refeed day, the day before, is going to benefit you more the day after.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm on par with that too. Plus, it's a fucking reward, bro.
Fuck yeah, bro.
It's a reward.
The
Think
thought
about
of
that.
eating
Mentally
some
doing leg
fucking
day and being
fat
like,
shit. Yeah.
look, I'm gonna get a fucking double from In-N-Out and shit.
Hey, now are you going to
Five Guys.
nationals or are you going to be out of the country still?
Who? Wait, what?
I said,
me?
Niall, are you going to nationals or are you going to be out of the country still?
Nationals, like
NPC Nationals in Dallas, December 10th to the 15th, or December 15th, 14th to 15th?
I'll be back, but I'm probably not going to be making it to nationals. Probably also be like 5 days recovery from my transplant then.
So
So
sad. So
I'm
sad.
probably
Me
gonna
and
be
Joe are
chilling.
both going to be there. We could have had like a YouTube sushi vlog or
Oh
something.
fuck, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I am going to Japan, so I'll just Snapchat y'all some sushi and shit.
Oh,
You can live vicariously through me. I want to ask, fuck, was it? How many grams of carbs are you eating, Joe, for your off season?
It's about like 600 right now.
Fucking
It's
eating
not
less
like
than Andy
Andy's.
is crazy. How much do you
So
normally
that's the
eat though?
thing,
In your
like Andy's super lean. Like I've been able to get big on not that much food. That 8,000, like, so I just talked about this with my training partner. Like food needs to be metabolized, meaning that your metabolic rate works even harder when you're eating that much food. So it's almost like it's not really counterproductive, but that 8,000 isn't a true 8,000 at a certain point because you're so big, you're digesting constantly, so your body's constantly burning. So you're putting in more food, but expending more at the same time. So that's
Mhm.
why it becomes so great. Like
Yeah.
8,000 is not a true 8,000. But anyways, yeah, I've been able to grow or maintain my weight in a pretty low number. But I suffer on the way down. So like when I get ready for a show, my food's pretty damn low. I don't get away with a bunch of high carbohydrates and shit. Like I remember talking on the podcast about my carb up for my show. I only had like 250 grams of carbs for the stage. Like I didn't carb up hardly at all. So like,
Jesus
I don't need a lot of
Christ.
food.
250 for the carb is crazy, bro. You
for
and I are
someone
like,
his size too.
yeah, that's nuts.
Mhm.
You and I are almost the same fucking person, like same background, same upbringing, same like eating disorders. Literally, when I was
same eating.
I was like obese at
That's
12, and then I
crazy.
fucking like 2 months later, I just starved myself and I lost 40 pounds in less than 2 months.
Yeah.
I have like pictures on Instagram that people have seen. It's a similar thing where I'm super fat, and then all of a sudden I'm super skinny, but I was training the entire time. Same shit. And like for me, I bulk on like 400 to 500 grams of carbs max. I've never exceeded 500 in an off season. So,
So
and
like
then
that's the thing. Like obviously I had to, but again, it was like I was trying to put on a lot of fucking size very fast.
Mhm.
And that's why I put on that 20-pound stage weight. But at the same time, I haven't had to do that since, but I haven't had to try to get heavier.
Okay.
So you
Now,
gotta do extreme shit to get your body to do things it's never done.
with your guys' food being like that, obviously you guys just like follow the plan that your coach said you, but do you think your guys' carbs, or especially you, Niall, like you said, your peak off season is like 400 or 500 carbs?
Mhm.
Do you think if you experimented going like say 600, 700, that you would just get too soft?
I get soft very fast, but I haven't upped the doses yet. Right? My highest has been 600 tests. So, I don't know, Andy, your numbers sounded pretty juicy. So I bump those shit up.
Honestly, the saving grace for me, and I hate to promote fucking drugs, but GH
I love to.
staying in play year round is a real game cheater for someone like me. My physique stays tight. Like I stay a lot leaner when I'm running some dosage of it throughout the year. So like I never truly come off it, but I'll go to a low maintaining dose. Like right now, for the longest, it was always 2 or 3 IUs when I'm off of like blasting or whatever. So when I'm cruising, it's 2 to 3. Now it's at 4 at this point in my career because of my size. But then it goes up to 10 when I'm blasting.
Okay.
And by just keeping that in my system year round, whether it's low or pushing higher, has definitely helped me stay a lot tighter and keep the look that I have.
I feel like it's actually going to be easier for you to stay tighter that with how heavy you are and how much muscle you have now, because even at 284, if you're managing to get like 8 to 10,000 steps a day, that's so much energy expenditure that it's like your food is going to have to be high just for your weight to be right there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
bro, you're a fucking animal. Seeing you in person is crazy, dude. People don't understand. Seeing in person is different.
Thank you.
I always
it's a trip when you have a big dude saying, dude, you're fucking huge. Like, what?
Right. Well, for devil's advocate for the audience, because I feel like some people would probably be like, oh shit, well, you're running GH year round. What about like insulin sensitivity? What about your blood sugar? But I remember you talking on one podcast about how you only inject like once a day now, right? Too?
So I've always done, in the beginning, I did the split.
Yeah. How many split? 3 or 2?
It depended. If it was the lower, like right now, I did it in one shot. But if it was the higher end, I would do it in 2, morning and then before my last meal or right before bed.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's right before bed. But now if it's fucking 10 I use or it's 5 or 4, whatever, I do it all right before bed.
Damn. Wow. It's
interesting
because I feel like it's like
in prep. Do you switch it like for the fat burning?
No.
Okay.
I've done that, but then I was like, I hate hitting myself all the fucking time and then try to remember it. So I just whatever I can keep consistent, like and constant that I can stick to, I do it. So right before bed seems to just be like the easiest way for me to do it. And then sometimes the higher dosage of GH, like the 10 I use, if I do that first thing in the morning all at once, I get tired as fuck to start my day. So it just helps at night.
Right.
You want to feel tired at night, right? So that's kind of why I started doing it. But
I mean, low key also it helps, if you're continuously, I can't remember any of the phrases right now because I'm not smart enough, but if you continuously stimulate and you continuously inject GH, is it somatostatin that I'm thinking about? It continuously suppresses that. So at any point, your natural GH production is going to be really low and it really fucks up your insulin sensitivity long term. So it's a lot easier for bodybuilders to get their blood sugar to keep fucking ramping upwards as their off season continues with the higher frequency of GH injections. But there's also some benefit to that because, some people want to like raise their GH in the IGF-1 post workout, or some of them, they want to increase their GH for fasted cardio in the morning to burn more fat. But I mean, that's the coolest thing is like, I think you're one of the first people that I've heard that's like as fucking accomplished as you are, that is now just doing single daily doses, which means that like, I think you would not have to take any breaks off of GH as much as someone who's injecting, say, 3 times a day. It's normally a good idea to take breaks some point. And that's what Dom Super Slice said. So,
do you guys inject intramuscularly or sub-Q most of the time for GH?
I do it intramuscular.
I do sub-Q before bed. I do IM in the morning if I'm trying to do fasted cardio. But I had a convo, my last podcast with Dr. Dean. Honestly, we kind of and he decided to make some posts after we'd had the podcast on his platform and posted the studies that there's really hardly any difference for the area under the curve. It's just a faster spike, but in terms of actual absorption, there isn't as much of a difference, which is a little bit of it's a little bit opposing to Kurt's perspective, because from whatever Kurt studied, he was stating that maybe about 30% of your GH is lost through intramuscular injections, but I think Dr. Dean's post kind of made a lot of sense to me, honestly.
Yeah.
So
I could see the difference with like the release time and the curve, like you said. The only difference I noticed is I usually go sub-Q, like in the abdominals, but I'm starting to get paranoid just from breaking the skin over and over and over. I'm like, not that I have like, I don't have any lumps or scar tissue yet.
Yeah.
But like, especially in our division, well, shit, Joe's too. Like, I don't want to hit an ab thigh and there's a bunch of scar tissue and lumps and all. Like
you can also have fat buildup from the same injection place over and over again in sub-Q. So have you tried your ass fat? Because that's my new.
Well, yeah, I've only been doing intramuscular now because I'm so paranoid of it. I'm like, bro, I did my stomach every morning for like the whole year. I'm like, yeah, no, I got to switch.
Try that fucking ass fat that's like at the very bottom of your ass. Like where when you have your like trunks on and you're posing, like they don't see that because it's all the way at the bottom and part of your trunks is covering that shit. Like right up there.
And that's intramuscular. You're not like pinching your ass.
No, it's sub-Q.
Right?
It's sub-Q.
How do you pinch your ass fat? I can't turn that far. Like this.
Oh yeah.
Get your girl to do it for you. Shove up your butt.
Have my girl do it. Yep, facts.
Yeah, I started doing the intramuscular because the stomach thing, you ever get those little like knot bubbles?
Yep,
always, dude. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and then one time I even bruised. I was like, man, fuck this.
Yeah.
I know. So yeah. I literally have one right now. It's like all red and swollen on my stomach. I'm like, damn it. I can't post these check-ins. Damn it.
That's what I'm saying.
Try the ass fat. Just try it. Try it next time. See if you can do the little reach around. By the way, with the breathing thing, I'm curious if anyone in the audience has been told that they're breathing too loud, bro. When I think I wasn't meant to be a bodybuilder. When I was in kindergarten, there was a girl that turned to me halfway through class and just was like, "Can you just stop breathing?" Literally when I was in kindergarten. So imagine being a bodybuilder, bro. My breathing is so fucking annoying.
Yeah. One of those things like when you're huge, it's kind of like cool. You're like, damn, this guy can barely breathe. He's so huge. But it's still somewhat embarrassing. Like for me, the only time I've ever been embarrassed about it was literally doing a podcast, and I can hear myself fucking breathe watching it. Like, what the fuck?
No, the podcasts are the worst. The podcasts are the worst because we have the mics like right by your fucking. If you have the fucking AirPod, it's right by your nose up here, and then sometimes the mic's like.
I try to turn mine down. I try to put it away from my face.
Yeah, I fucked Jared Feather over at our podcast because I sit the mics as close as possible to their face, and I didn't tell Jared to like be wary about his breathing when he's not talking.
Oh yeah.
So everyone was like, "Dude, Jared's about to die." Poor guy.
Do you use a CPAP yet, Joe, or not yet?
I haven't got it yet. No.
Oh my god, bro, he needs one ASAP.
Oh, do you actually?
Yeah, well, I mean, I would assume so.
Yeah, I feel like anyone at that size probably could benefit from it.
Yeah, definitely test it out. I bet like you've been pretty decent for a while though, considering a lot of your blood markers are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was not gonna lie to you. I was surprised with where my numbers were. I was so happy about it because I'm like, shit. You know, again, pushing this kind of size, it is a little scary.
Yeah,
at certain points, and then you never really know until you test it. Like you can't just assume you're okay.
Yeah,
but then I actually talked to Justin Shire recently about it, and he recommended one to me because I'm a mouth breather. Like when I lay down, I breathe like my mouth's fucking wide open. And so there's a specific mask and like one that he has that I'm probably gonna get that one. That's the only way I'll be able to use it.
Yeah,
there's that, and then using mouth tape too. Like with the CPAP, put on mouth tape. That way you literally can't breathe through your mouth, which is kind of scary, but it forces you to breathe through your nose.
What if your nose gets congested while you're like asleep?
That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
What if you just...
I don't know what it is. It's like when I lay down, my nose just stops working. What the fuck? Like, why can't I just breathe through my nose?
We might have a similar thing. I got my shit tested because I was just concerned. I'm like, even since I was a kid, I've had hard times breathing sometimes. And at first we attributed that to pretty bad allergies. I have like a level 5 allergy to like grass and trees. So I'm basically not from the earth. But also I just got my shit tested. It cost me fucking 5+. Actually, for everything, it cost me almost 10 fucking K, but I probably could have gotten somewhere cheaper. I don't have sleep apnea, but I have UARS, which is upper airway resistance syndrome. So then I had to pay another 5K to get this mouthpiece. That's like it pushes your jaw forward, pushes your tongue forward, and it allows you to breathe better, even through the entire passageway. But with the UARS though, it's so fucking annoying because even if you get a little bit of allergies, it's like the hole is like that small already. And then it's just like you just can't fucking breathe through it no matter what. And even if you get the nose strips, it doesn't help enough because like it goes all the way up here that there's like, you know, a fucking small tiny ass airway. So, I mean, one of the recommendations they have is surgery, but the success rate for how long the surgery lasts for, sometimes like it's only like 5 years or something like that. And then people, it just doesn't help as much and they go back to snoring and shit.
Now, have you thought about getting your tonsils removed? Because people do that to help with their sleep apnea. I have a buddy of mine, and he actually got his uvula and his tonsils removed because he has such severe sleep apnea.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
The uvula.
Wait, your uvula, the little punching bag?
No.
Holy shit.
The punching bag? Yeah.
How fucking fat was his uvula?
No, he's muscular. He's big, but it's just how he it's how he breathes. Like, he's always worn a CPAP, and he said like it was so bad, like he's like falling asleep at work, and he uses the full face mask, like fucking pressure all the way to the max, and he still is like deals with bad sleep. I mean, so they actually recommended him to have the surgery where they removed his tonsils, so that way he can his throat is a little bit more open. Yeah, that
could help for
That's
sure.
crazy. What is the function of the uvula? Do you know?
Gag reflex. I don't know.
Honestly, is that what it is? Like
Andy would probably know better.
I have no idea.
I don't really have any experience with gag reflexes, so maybe Andy has a better answer.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that.
Nope.
I honestly don't want to find out.
Just kidding.
I know Joe doesn't have a gag reflex because bro is force feeding McDonald's for a whole year straight, probably.
Oh, that's the reason, huh?
He's just used to it.
No.
Damn, bro, you're a one sick wing.
One sick wing.
I've been in that shit left and right.
I want to ask some juicy shit because I'm sure people are curious. But you guys both had the craziest transformations, and also congrats, because like I think just the fucking evolution that you guys have both had over the last year or the last couple of years, not just from like your physique, but also in like how you performed on stage and your placings is pretty fucking nuts, to be honest. Like Andy's placing from 8th or whatever past that all the way to getting like like winning 3 pro shows in a row. And then same with you, Joe. Like the changing and just like how much you performed on stage has been pretty nuts. So I guess I'm curious first, because I'm sure there's a lot of changes that you guys made in terms of like the actual prep, coming in as tight as possible, peaking correctly and everything. But I think everyone's also interested in just how you fucking make some crazy gains in the off season. So I guess in the last few years or so, what would you guys attribute to your success and how much progress you made in your physique the most, if you had to pick something?
Joe, you're bigger than me. You take precedence. You can go first.
So every year that I've bodybuilded competitively, I've done the smallest little things to try to be a better bodybuilder, whether it was more cardio, less cheat meals, less alcohol, what else? Trying to get better sleep.
Yeah.
Just being more consistent on what makes a good bodybuilder. And, but honestly, outside of that, which I think is a pretty standard thing for most of us, the better we get, the better we want to be, right? But I think the people you have around you is the biggest driving factor, because your mental state in bodybuilding is probably the most important thing, because I talked about it before, that mind, body, and soul.
Yeah.
All of them have to be aligned for you to be your best self.
Mm-hmm.
And so I met my wife pretty much right after the Cal Pro that I did. And I was going through some stuff, met her. When I met her, my business took off. Well, my training stuff. My drive was just really good because she was somebody that was doing this as well. And so it just motivated me to bring my best self. And she was inspired by the way I did things. So it even pushed me farther. Like, man, like this girl's inspired by me. Like, no one's ever really told me that on my side. And so that, and then I found out I was having a son. And so that was another driving factor to where in my head, there was no other way or no other option than to succeed. And so making me a better bodybuilder because everything was taken completely serious. And I thought I was pushing myself before, but there's a whole other level that you can
Mm-hmm.
push yourself when you have that kind of motivation behind
Right.
you. Everything started falling into place. The stresses of my life just went away. I went from being stressed out about progressing to just enjoying bodybuilding for what it was. So working out the way I love to work out, not worrying about hitting numbers, just having fun training, not putting all the pressure on myself as far as um, it's like I'm bodybuilding, but bodybuilding doesn't make me. Joe makes me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just going to be the best Joe I can be. And whatever that comes out to be is what I'm going to have it be, as long as I'm happy. And so just that mental state and wanting to get the most out of this life for my son. Like I was already making money for like with my training and evolving. So I was like, okay, there's less stress there, a woman that supports me, and then having fun with bodybuilding. That really elevated my physique because my mental state was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And again, motivating, like knowing I have a son to provide for too. It's not about me anymore. So my mental state was probably the most important thing than
Mm-hmm.
anything.
I can totally agree with that, man. I think that's one of the reasons too why you gotta you gotta literally experiment and figure out where the best dose is for you at that current time, depending on how big you are and how experienced you are. Because at a certain point, not only does it start fucking up with your blood work, but it also starts fucking up with your mental health as well too, right? And your sleep. And I think there's a lot of people that like, I even had people in the audience talking about how they'll like jump on like, some of them have felt weird going up. Like some people that are new have been have felt terrible from going up above, say like 500 grams of testosterone, just because they're new to it and they haven't titrated it up yet. Some people, they'll be like, yeah, I fucking run literally 50 grams or 50 milligrams, not 50 grams. That'd be crazy. 50 milligrams of EQ and I can't fucking function because I have too much anxiety. Same thing with like NPP. Some people just have these weird interactions with NPP as well. So yeah, man. I mean, honestly, I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't be able to run like over 2 grams of stuff in my off season consistently yet, I don't think, without it making me feel some kind of fucking way and it fucking up with some kind of markers.
Mm-hmm. I would say to answer that question, I definitely agree with Joe with the people you have around you, especially like your significant other, because I always tell Tiana the same thing because we've been together 4 years and it seems like since we started dating, nothing but good things have happened. And not only in my life, but like my competitive bodybuilding. I'm like, okay, we started dating and then it's like, then I win my first overall. A year later, I turn pro. A year after that, I win my first pro show. And that's like
fucking awesome.
I feel like without a supportive partner, especially in this sport, so much harder. I'm sure you guys too. I have buddies who have, girlfriends or wives and like they try to compete and it's like their wives are just not going for it. And it's like bodybuilding is so mentally draining and taxing as it is to have like a partner like kind of down your throat about why are you even doing this? You're not even making money from this. Like you're going to do another competition. And it's like, it makes it a lot harder for you to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think definitely having like a very supportive partner and team around you is important. And then I would say just like another really underrated thing, and it's going to be like the boring answer, is just being consistent all year round. Like I'm talking like from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, every day is the same, but the whole entire year like that. I even see pros, even Olympians, like they'll fall off the wagon for three months, 2 months. And some of them still make progress, some don't. But I feel like every year I make strides in my physique just because I'm like perfecting and nailing the basics every single day, every week, and then just like stacking perfect month after month after month. And then, I feel like when you're on top of all that, when you're on top of your body work, your blood work, your nutrition, your cardio, kept in all year round, you get better at training progressive overload. Like you just check every box every day. Just being consistent with like just the basics, just year after year. I feel like has helped me tremendously. You know, like every year I just get better just from getting better at doing the basic stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally agree with that, man. I think that's why it's important that, I mean, even though it's kind of hard to think in this, I don't know, it depends on who you are, but if there's someone that's not supporting your growth, then you need to cut them out. If it's someone that's bringing you back and it's something that you've worked on and it's just not happening, they got to be cut out. Well,
like I have this friend of mine and he's done a few shows, but he's not a pro or anything. And he was telling me that, you know, he was going to start his cycle here coming up. And apparently his girlfriend found found his gear or saw it come through in the mail. And she was like, are you going to do another show or something like that? And it caused an argument. And she literally told to his face, like, well, you're not making any money from this. Why are you even doing it? And I'm like, man, I couldn't imagine like being with someone that like not only doesn't believe in you like that, but I don't know, man.
That's a fucked up perspective.
I feel like the partner you're with should be supportive of you no matter what. If you want to go like, I don't know, fucking be a dumpster, fucking like a trash man or something. You want to go be a janitor. You want to go work at McDonald's. Like your girlfriend should be, you know, clapping, you know, because she supports you no matter what decision it is. And like, it's crazy because like with Tiana, like if I were to quit bodybuilding today and be like, hey, I don't want to do this no more, she'd be like, you know what, whatever you want to do, I support you no matter what. So I couldn't imagine like having an opposite, you know, like something we're very passionate about. And then our partner is like, well, why are you even doing it? What's the point? It's not healthy or, you know, and that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks a lot for sure. If you feel like any of the medications that we spoke about today may benefit you, such as BPC 157, GH secretagogues such as tesamorelin, IGF-1, oxandrolone trochet, semaglutide, then you can obtain these from Transcend HRT, and the link for that will be in the bio. If you feel like you're experiencing symptoms of low testosterone, such as depression, anxiety, lack of motivation, as well as lack of sex drive, then you can get this checked out as well by getting your blood work done at Transcend, and they will provide you expert medical analysis. Transcend HRT has worked with many professional bodybuilders and pro athletes, such as Thor Bjornsson, Phil Heath, and Jeremy Buendia. And if you feel like this podcast has any relevancy to you, I do believe that this clinic will provide of great benefit to you as well.
Hey, Joe, tell me, after you ate that BJ's, remember we had the lactate, did you notice like, oh, my stomach doesn't feel fucked up at all, or even the next day?
No, so I get bloated and gassy. It still happened, but
was it like as bad? Was it as bad?
No, it wasn't as bad. No, it wasn't as bad.
Because for what we ate, because we had a pizza, we had ice cream.
Holy shit!
And my stomach was fine.
Yeah,
dude, lactate's a lifesaver.
It's funny. Like I can eat like dairy, but when it comes to like ice cream or frozen yogurt, those two, like once that gets into my system, I'm like fucked.
Well,
like, I can eat pizza,
it's dairy.
I can have like, yeah, I know, but
yeah,
I can have other dairy products, but if it's not, like straight up ice cream, something about just, I think because it's pretty much straight up dairy, just like, but like the pizza, like I had pizza, what did I have pizza? What day was it, babe? Saturday?
Hey, babe, when did I have that pizza?
It was Saturday, and my stomach was all right. Like it's. Oh, and then you heard that place? Sorry, not sorry. The ice cream place.
No,
it's an ice cream place. It's in Vegas here, and I'm in Vegas right now, and they have vegan options. So it was fucking delicious. But yeah, because I did that, my stomach was completely fine.
Oh, damn. Bro, yeah, that's the crazy thing. Like, because obviously Tiana's vegan, so like. I'll occasionally go to like a full-on vegan restaurant with her, and the food actually is not bad. Like I'm very open-minded to it, and I'll order a milkshake, I'll order burger fries, like I order everything, and my stomach, it's like completely flat, and I'm like, how is this possible? And she's like, well, because technically everything is made from plants, and I'm like, damn, that's real. So I could eat like a full-on pizza, and it's technically made from plants, so it's not going to fuck me up at all.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, my ex and then also Lexi was vegan too, so I ate a lot of vegan food now. A lot of Impossible Burgers, bro. But she kind of smacks low key.
Joe, bro, you're in Vegas and you didn't get Pink Box. What's wrong with you?
Wait, what's Pink Box?
We got
Donuts.
Saint Honoré donuts.
Oh shit!
Is that like a different? It's like a similar thing to Pink Box, like some big ass donuts.
There's some big, bro. Eat fucking A, dog. Like, so we got a dozen donuts, and that shit cost me $65.
Oh, I believe it, bro.
Holy shit!
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
My entire paycheck.
they're fucking delicious.
Worth every penny.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, would I get it again anytime soon? No, but it was definitely like worth it. They had some good fucking. And then my wife was all excited because they had a Dubai chocolate donut. They had their version of it there.
Oh my God.
It was really good.
Dude, I'm really obsessed
Joe,
with new Dubai chocolate flavors.
When we were in LA, I think it was the day I trained with you, Niall. It was Friday. Me and Tiana went to a vegan bakery because every time we travel, she'll map out like different places she wants to try. And there was this vegan bakery. So they had like vegan carrot cake, vegan banana bread, that type of shit. So we're like, hey, let's get a slice of this. Bro, it was over $100.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, but we slammed, and 2 coffees, but we slammed all that shit, bro.
Honestly, rather than going to like a fucking what is it called, like Disneyland or something, I'd rather just go spend $100 at a fucking bakery.
Fuck no, bro. I'm never going to Disneyland ever again. Never. Bro, I told Joe this story. I'm surprised Joe doesn't have a similar story. I went with my girlfriend and her family in 2021 when I was a lot smaller. Bro, after the first hour, my feet were cooked. And the whole time, it was a 2-day thing.
Were you wearing heels?
I was just wearing like regular Nikes or something. Bro, my feet were in so much pain. I was probably like 250 pounds or something. And then it's like you're waiting in line. And then I'm like, I got to eat, pull out my meal. And then we go wait in another line. I can't fit on the rides. I'm like, this is not fun.
Fit on the rides.
And so I remember the next day I was telling her like, babe, my feet are so messed up. Like I can't go for a second day. And so her parents rented me a scooter, like a motorized scooter.
Oh my God.
They paid like $100 for me to ride it because I was
That's fucking hilarious.
My feet. So,
can't imagine a bodybuilder on his bulk on a motorized scooter at Disney World.
There's like people with like real disabilities who use it or like really overweight. I'm like hella fine. I'm perfectly fine. I'm like a fit young guy. I'm like using the little horn beep 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 when I'm looking around people.
You're the worst of America, bro.
But it changed the game, bro. My feet were good.
You're the problem.
Yeah.
No,
That's hilarious.
I've never done back-to-back days at Disney, so I've definitely felt the foot pain. But yeah, back-to-back Disney days, fuck that.
Hell no. And not to mention, it's like, oh, you want to get a churro? Sure thing. $25. Like, come on, man. This is I'm good. Fuck that. Hell no.
All right. So Andy and I talked about his transformation in our last podcast, and I know that this would be really valuable to the audience, and I think they would find a lot of worth and value from this, listening about this from you, Joe. But and I've also heard you talk about this in other podcasts, and I think a lot of my audience hasn't heard about it. But I would love to hear just about your insane transformation, honestly, because some of us are having fucking trouble here, and I know that you trained a lot. I know you fucking worked your ass off as a natural for the longest amount of time. And then finally after that show, you were just like, all right, fam, I'm going to jump on this cycle. So hopefully you guys support me, but like, this is what I want to do, etc. And then you jumped on the cycle. And then I'm pretty sure you said it was something along the lines of 500 tests and then like maybe 50 deca for a few weeks.
D-ball.
It was 500 tests to cypionate, 50 milligrams of D-ball daily for 5 weeks.
Oh, D-ball.
Once the D-ball was taken out, it was 600 milligrams of VQ for the rest of it was a total of a 16-week cycle for my first cycle.
Okay. Now, how much weight did you gain?
So because I was rebounding off of my show and I went from natural to enhanced, I put on 50 pounds.
Yeah, geez, fuck, that's fucking sick. Do you remember how?
But that's the thing. So look, the heaviest I ever was as a natural person was 233 pounds was the heaviest. So I was already that heavy before.
And that's big as fuck for 5'8".
Yeah. So I was chubby. The best I looked as a natural was an off season that I did where I got to about 222 pounds. There's a picture of me super far down in my Instagram, but it's me natural standing in my backyard. I had abs and stuff, and I was in really good off season shape as a natural. 222 pounds. But yeah, the heaviest I was 233. The heaviest I got on that first cycle was 238. So I only went past 5 pounds what my body already knew. And that's kind of
Mm.
where I stayed.
Do you feel like when you were natural, even when you were natural, that your abs stayed pretty lean whenever you gained a lot of weight?
Yeah, it was weird. I always kind of had abs. Like I can get fat as fuck. I had man tits and everything. My abs still kind of show a little
Okay,
outline.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, I feel like you can see that even when you're on stage. You got those fucking white boy shredded ab genetics.
Yeah, I do have. I get nasty love handles. Well, not the worst, but I definitely get that like Mexican tire in the back. I'm half Mexican.
Fire.
Yeah.
When did you? What was the year that you started again?
When
That
we
you,
started,
that you jumped to the dark side. How
that
long ago was
was
that?
2021, right before the start of 22. So November 2021.
Damn. So
No,
just
shit. Oh, wait, I'm lying. November 2020 going into 21.
okay.
Because I competed that first show, Natural COVID year. And that was like one of the last shows you could do. Because I was pretty much in shape to compete, but I kept pushing back the time because the COVID was like canceling all these shows. And then
Mhm,
finally one
mhm.
stuck around where I was like, fuck it, I'm choosing this one.
Gotcha.
And it was Iron Games in California.
Yeah, I
Or
remember that.
San Diego, California.
Gotcha. San Diego's awesome, bro. So it's been about 5 years then, huh? It's a fucking nutty
Yeah.
transformation, bro. How many pounds do you think
Yeah.
you've gained in terms of lean mass? Say that you
Well, if
pick
you go by
stage
my
weight.
stage weight,
Yeah.
yeah, I was 187. And that was as lean as I could fucking get, man. I don't know why the lines on my legs weren't showing. I think it's because I was natural and I never got that lean. And
hmm
if I were to push any farther, I was just going to get smaller. So,
Yeah, you're gonna lose a lot of size elsewhere. You
yeah.
got that.
But the lowest I got was 183 for that like prep. And then I got up to 187 for the stage.
Okay.
And then this last showing, I was 247 at Texas. So whatever, that's 60 pounds.
Fuck,
Right.
bro. Sick. 60 lean pounds in
Yeah.
5
And I-
years
and I'm-
is
I
a
mean,
dream.
I was definitely leaner at 247 than I was at 187 too. So,
hmm
yeah, I'm really proud of what I've accomplished. But like Andy said, like I love this stuff. So like there was a short period of time that I spoke about on another podcast where I wasted time. So I had an ex fiance that we split apart that I was with for 12 years, and I went through a depression period then.
Yeah.
And so I was drinking a lot again, kind of going back towards the old life I just got away from, but then got back on track, with the California show. I tell everyone that's a show that saved my life. And yeah, like I've been like pretty much on it since. So
When was this time?
that was in August of 2021.
Okay. You know,
And then, so when people wanted me to do, fast forward to when I won the Cal, and then people wanted me to do USAs. I knew how much time I wasted,
mhm.
how much progress I left on the table. So I was like, if I give this a full year where I'm all in, no distractions, no fucking around, I know I can win that show. Because I just did what I did at the Cal with that huge hurdle that I had to get over, that I was going through some shit.
Yeah.
So I knew I wasted time, which is
Yeah.
why in my head I was able to do what I did.
You know, one cool thing though, that I think this is a great example that because Quentin Aria also had on our podcast, he said he had a similar experience where he kind of went off the rails, started drinking again, just had a very, very rough time. And I think this just shows that all these people, like if you were experiencing a time where you're just fucking down and things are not working out and you are just going through a rough patch, man, does not mean you can't come back. Does not mean you can't come back and excel and fucking beat any of the last packages you've ever brought or beat any of the last accomplishments, whether it's in another career that you've ever fucking achieved, the rough patches sometimes are the places that allow us to figure out how to be better moving forward. Honestly, sometimes they're even needed. So I think it's a cool example.
Yeah, I think it makes you appreciate what you're doing too. Like one thing that I've always preached about was that I've never ever stopped working out. Even though I was drinking and being a jackass like that and stuff, like going down the wrong path, I always trained and I always trained hard. Whether nutrition was in play or not, I always trained hard. It was like I've always used the whole, cliche, like this is my therapy thing. Like there's a reason that I tell people it's different when you need the gym. There is no like, oh, I'm not going to make my workout today. No, that is literally my day. There's no way, no matter what time of year it is, no matter what I'm going through, I need that shit. I remember going through some shit. I was at the gym at fucking midnight just to be able to make it happen. It didn't fucking matter. Like I was going to go. That's
How much would you say that your dosages increased every year from going from 500 5 years ago up to 1.2 grams a test?
Shit. So, I mean, for a while, so I did 500. Second cycle, I did 600. And then it stayed at 600. No, it went to 750. And it stayed at 750 for like a year.
Okay.
And then it finally jumped to 900 for a cycle. Then it jumped to 1,000, then to 1,200, and then the tiniest jump to 1,250.
Nice.
Dude, literally in that order.
Hell yeah.
Over the last 5 years.
Cool.
And then I've explained this to every single person or on other podcasts, sorry. My test is the only number that has gone up. The other compounds have all stayed the same. And then the GH is the only other thing that has gone up. All the other dosages have stayed the same.
So how do you manage aromatization if like your other, I'm not really sure if you've been using EQ mostly as your secondary compound, but if it's something like EQ or Primo, how do you manage aromatization if that one normally stays the same?
So I've always had to run a little bit of Arimidex on every cycle.
Okay.
That's always in play. Like I easily get flare-ups. Once I get past 500 tests, it's just going to happen. And then if I do run an oral, it happens right away. Like after 2 weeks, I start getting real sensitive. So, and then even after my blood results and stuff, my estradiol always goes up. Like, cause you do prep, I'll run trend for prep and shit. And so that always fucking, I'm always having to do something like that.
Gotcha. Has every year felt like, do you feel like you've grown an equal amount every year, or has there been a year where you feel like that was the most progress you've made?
Okay, so progress can be gauged in other than different forms, right? Whether it's muscle maturity, detail. As far as size, the most progress I made was from 2023 to 24, where I put on 20 pounds of stage weight. That was pretty wild. That's, again, I don't want people to think this was the be all end all, but I did run insulin for that. So when people saw me blow up, that was the first time I did insulin, but I just got done saying I was eating 8,000 calories.
Yeah, that was the one where you went up to 300 pounds too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And that was the biggest growth phase I ever had. Other than that, it's been pretty average. It's been 15 pounds, 12 to 15 pounds a year. That 20 was fucking huge. But I mean, I don't know what I'll do this time around, but I don't think it's going to be crazy high. The goal is always 7 to 8 pounds of tissue for me, for where I'm at. But I've always surpassed that. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty fucking sick.
No, even what's interesting to me is I highly value what my coach Justin Compton has to say to me and stuff. And even this last rebound, he said, I can't believe that your body is still progressing at this rate, each and every year. He's like, I figured it would start slowing down. He's like, it hasn't slowed down, which it was mind blowing to him. So that was cool to hear from Justin.
Yeah, that is fucking dope. And he's a very good coach, man. I love seeing the stuff he posts about you. Do you mind me asking which was the cycle that you were running when you gained the 20 pounds? Was that when you upped it at any point, like to the 900 or something? Or
It was that was 1,000 milligrams of test,
okay.
700 milligrams of NPP. I actually ran out of GH 3 weeks into that cycle, and I couldn't get it for quite some time. So I stopped running GH. So I didn't even count that.
Hmm.
And it was only 10 I used for 3 weeks. Like I literally ran out. And then the insulin was the Humalog. And that was, I don't think I was on EQ. I don't remember if I was on EQ or not. I don't think I was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was testing MPP.
Gotcha. Do you remember how many weeks you were off GH for?
Fuck, dude, I was off for a long time. So I was probably off GH for like 5 months, 4 months.
Damn, that's a long ass time. But that was also the period of time you were running insulin, right?
Yes, that I ran insulin that whole cycle.
Bro, that makes you wonder, man. Like, what if, like, I mean, obviously everyone's physique is totally different and everyone's going to respond differently, but like, sounds to me like that was a period of time where you were slamming a lot of carbs, but you were also extremely insulin sensitive. Because not only were you using insulin to give your pancreas a break, but you were also off GH, which is kind of nuts. And now I'm hearing all of these coaches like Chris Tuttle, Dom Super Slice, a lot of like very wise coaches discussing just how important they're trying to just keep insulin sensitivity at a high throughout the entire off season, especially right post show, which is why they're like doing this reverse diet and trying to titrate things up slowly, or at least in a consistent, at least in an amount that's equatable to like the dosages that you're increasing, right? So
yeah, I don't
know, that's cool.
Whether people believe me or not, I've always like talked about food being the main driving factor.
Yeah.
And my ability to eat, like, trust me, I've been where I've talked about this story over and over again. I remember when I was chasing, it was literally this time period too, that you're asking me about. I was lying down in bed in fucking tears because I was having such a hard time eating. And I was like, fuck, man, like, I started to think, I can't do this. Like, this is so hard, like, to be able to eat this much. And I'm like, but all the pros are a certain size. And I'm like, if I want to be competitive at all, like, I need to be able to at least match the size. Like, and I was like, I cried about it because I felt like my dream was going to go away because I can't do this. And then I just told myself, like, fuck, man, like, look, it's either you do it or you don't. It's that simple. So either find a way or let your dreams slip away. And that's when people started hearing me talk about the McDonald's and the fucking the 7-Eleven cookies with a protein shake before
sick,
bed.
Bro.
Like, whatever the fuck I had to do, because I was like, I've put in so much of my fucking time, my heart, everything, lost people along the way that, you know, part of doing this has caused problems. So it's like, am I really going to fucking give up and be like, just throw it all away because this is hard? Like, no, I'm going to prove to myself that I can be that small percentage of that person in the world that can do this. And so I did. And here we are.
Fuck. That's savage. It's like that modern, it's like a modern Lee Priest growth season right there.
Well, because that's why I preach it. Like, guys that have a hard time, they're in that position where they're in that bed crying, feeling their dreams are slipping away because they can't do it. I'm like, look, there's fundamentals to this shit. You got to eat big to get big, and you got to train fucking hard. What does that mean? Get enough protein, but get the calories in. It's calories, whether that comes from fucking cookies or fucking rice cakes. It doesn't fucking matter. Get the calories in, make sure the protein amounts hit, and fucking train hard. You may get a little chubby, but you're gonna be fucking, you're gonna get the size, you're gonna have the strength to train hard. Like, just do that and trust me. It's not gonna stay that way. I can eat the food to be this big, the clean food. But to get bigger, I've had to do that. And again, it's not the healthiest thing, but there was no way I was going to give up. Like, I just couldn't. There's too much in this for me.
Yeah.
And my mental state and my dreams to just fucking walk away because it's hard. You know?
Yeah. I'm going to poke you a little bit, but why not do that again now then?
Because the goal is no longer to put on size and my health numbers, right? So I've always said clean food is better because of your health, not spiking your blood sugar so high with the sugary treats and shit like that.
Yep.
It just so happens like cookies and cakes and all those things are super easy calories to get in.
Yeah.
So when you eat healthy food, your digestion's just better. Your health numbers are going to be better. Your blood pressure, your blood sugar, all those things. And being this heavy is already unhealthy. So eating that way is going to harm you at some point.
Mhm.
And that's why I told everybody, like, I want to get to pro level size, like, by the time I'm 30, because at that point I can ease back on all the harsh things that you have to do to get big and start focusing more on the health. And by the time I am 40, I'm not going to have all these health issues.
Hell yeah.
Because
Fuck you, bro.
like that was just my way of thinking. If I do it now, then I have a chance of living a little longer than if I did it later.
Bro, I think you're the first person on this podcast that straight up just said in detail like their most savage season. Because you know how all these guys say like, oh, they've done crazy shit in the past. That's why they don't, they have like easier and lower dosages now, or they have like whatever, they do the healthy things. Like I feel like everyone has had that time where they've just like fucking smashed the McDonald's, or smashed the fucking cookies together.
Yeah,
smashed the fucking
man.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch to get that fucking calorie in. And it's like, bro, it's I think those work,
Cinnamon
but
Toast
it's just a
Crunch.
double-edged sword, and you can only do it for how long? Maybe like a year or something. But like you continue doing that, and the blood markers just get worse and worse and worse, and that's where you start seeing the trends in your blood work going in the wrong direction, regardless of. And then that's where people have to pull back on the dosages, and then pull back on the bodybuilding, and then take breaks, and then make excuses for why they're not bodybuilding right now or something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's pretty fucking savage, though.
That's what it took. That's what it took for me. And I'm like, I'm not gonna tell somebody how to do something when I didn't do it that way, because it's lying. Like I think we all know that's not the best way to do this. But when you're coming to a fucking like your back's against the wall, and it's that little thing you need to do to just get to that other level you're trying to get to, like, dude, I was gonna do whatever. I wanted to find a way. There was no way that I was, like I said, going to walk away. I think, dude, like, I'm sure Andy is that passionate about it, where he would be in tears if he felt like he couldn't do something that's right there, right in front of him. So it's kind of like, yeah, if I can, I don't like to preach these things, but I'm just telling you what I did. Like, that's what it took for me.
Shit. I'm in tears taking 3 days off the gym for fucking lab work, bro. I can't go without it. I'm like, Joe, this shit's like the sole focus. My whole day revolves around that training session. So it's like,
I get you, bro.
If I can't make it, it's tough. But I just want to say, I already had my pod with you, and the viewers got to know who I am. And I would love for them to continue to get to know Joe on a deeper level. And I know you have a bunch of questions from the viewers. So I'm going to jump off and let Joe answer these questions.
Wait, you might get some questions.
I don't know. I mean, I can answer some for sure, but
Yeah. We'll jump to the Q&A right now. Let's do it. Let's run it up. What are you trying to do? You trying to get your meal in?
well,
You hungry?
Meal, Andy?
well, no. Yeah, like I'm going to eat after, but like it's more of like this is Joe's moment. You know what I mean? Like I'm happy to be here, but Joe, this is his moment on this pod, and I want people to get to know him for who Fat Joe is,
Thanks, Andy.
Yeah, of course, bro. But I'm sure
Joe.
I know predominantly most of the questions are going to be geared towards him, as they should. But if there happens to be one that all of us could answer, shit, I mean, I'll chime in too.
Yeah. All right. There's definitely a couple for sure.
All right.
I do want to ask though, how are you feeling personally with this off season now that you guys have jumped up the dosages more than you ever have, and the food too?
I feel really good, bro. Like we talked about, like that post show fullness and size kind of coming back. I mean,
Yeah.
I was on prep all year, so like just being in that surplus, I feel like has really, really like I've been really able to ramp up my training performance. Obviously fullness has came back, I just feel fresh. But I've never actually done a rebound like this where I actually stay on cycle and push the food up really high out of the gate. So the first 2 to 3 weeks, I was still taking it easy in the gym just for my joints to make sure like my body is fresh. I don't want to get injured or anything. But it's about 6 weeks post Olympia, and I feel like this is the biggest I've ever been. This is like the highest by far my food has ever been. Training performance is great. My body still feels very, very fresh. And Prob actually had just sent me pictures from like 245 pounds a couple of days ago to 245 pounds last off season. And it's like, I'm so much leaner, harder, tighter. Like it's such a better quality 245. And obviously I'm on cycle in both. So it's kind of tangible. But I feel really good, man. I think we're really, really making some good ground here. And for the shows we have picked out for next year, it's like we have to push the limits here. And like we really, really want to see like how far we can go and how much tissue we can put on. And we actually really kind of want to be aggressive here, which I like. I like being aggressive because I know I'm checking all the other boxes. So it's like I feel like I'm really maximizing the dosages, and I'm able to train my back more frequently, like I was telling you guys, because like when the gear is high and the food is high, I know the recovery is there. So I'm like, if I'm going to train back 3 times a week, I know I'll recover. So it's been good.
Do you mind spilling what the doses were last year and what they are now this year, and then what the carbs were last year and what the carbs are this year?
You know what? I'll just pull it up. I know the carbs.
Andy style.
I know the carbs were, let's see here. Let's see, this time last year, let's say December. So like this time last year, it was 600 megs of test, 600 megs of mass E, 400 megs of primo, 6 IUs of GH, 3 IUs before bed, and 3 IUs fasted. 10 units of Lantus. And then carbs, the highest I got was 520 grams. And then right now is the highest I've ever pushed my cycle in the off season. It's 900 tests, 600 mast E, 300 primo, 20 units of Lantus, only 3 IUs of GH, and then 887 grams of carbs.
Damn, why did he drop the GH?
Well, honestly, we put it back in right after the Olympia, and we just kept it at 3 IUs. And I was like, are you sure you don't want me to bump it back up to 6? And he's like, no, like I don't want it messing with our blood glucose. Like you're really insulin sensitive. So I don't want to like just ramp up the GH right out of the gate. And then everything's been going so well. And especially now with how high the food is, we're like, yeah, we don't want to like push the GH and the food up super high at the same time, because that's just a recipe for being like a water buffalo, you know? So just enough
insulin sensitivity again, right? It's back to that thing. And I think that's what Chris and Dom would both do too. From me personally talking to them.
And it's crazy too, because I never thought my food would get this high, but it's literally like I'll send a check in. I'm still very, very lean and my weight will go down. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna bump your food up to say 700 grams of carbs on training days. And this is with 1 free meal a week too. Maybe for 2 days, my weight might trend up a little bit, but then by the 3rd day, I drop 2 pounds again. So like he's actually needing to feed me because he wants this weight to keep trending up. We're not trying to like stay in the 230s or lose weight. So it's like if you keep losing weight, even if at 800 grams of carbs, we just have to up it. So
damn, that's cool. How much weight did you gain on your last season? Doing the 500 something grams of carbs?
The heaviest I got was 247 fasted because remember we stayed super, super lean last off season. That was like,
do you know how much you gained in stage weight?
Oh, in stage weight? Yeah. And the 3-month off season we took, I put on 10 pounds of stage weight, 11.
3 months?
Because I did Legion last year. Remember we were talking about it on my pod, and that was in October, and then we started prep in January. So we came off, or we TRT'd for 8 weeks, and then we started prep in January. So, I mean, like 2-3 month off season.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. And I went from 211 on stage to 223. So about 12 pounds.
That's crazy. I'm curious what other variables led to that, because that's fucking impressive, dude.
Well, I don't know, but all I know is now I'm taking a longer off season. I'm not starting prep till like maybe March. So I have like a lot of runway here. So I'm excited. We want to get to like 255 in this condition. hopefully. So about
That would be
like
fucking nuts.
10, 12 pounds away. Just because like I was telling you at the gym, Niall, I'm like, these guys are 265, 270 lean, and they're the same height as me. So like that just goes to show like how big these guys really are.
Like Niall Darwin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't even, I don't know. I even told Joe, you know, One Punch Nas, right? The classic guy who got fifth.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
This was my reality. This was my welcome to the Olympia moment here. Reality check. He's the same height as me. So our weight cutoff is the same. And that's 227 pounds. So obviously we both made weight. I weighed in like at 219 after fluids and carbing up. I got on stage at 223 morning of the show. Well, he was telling me, and then also in his YouTube video, he made weight the next or 2 days later when he got on stage, he was 241 pounds. So I was 223, he was 241, and we're the same height. So he's 18 pounds heavier than me, stage weight, and we're the same cutoff. I'm like, that just goes to show how far behind I am.
You know, it's just
well, even how much weight he gained
right?
from the carb up is crazy.
Yeah, it's like, how do you gain 18 pounds, or I'm sorry, what would that be, 14 pounds in 48 hours without like disrupting your digestion at all? Or
bro, you know who did that was, I don't know if you guys are familiar with a guy named Zaid. Zaid won the
USA's
light heavy class in USA's, and he put on 20 pounds from the weigh-in to show day.
Jesus
And he was
Christ.
peeled.
What the fuck?
What's crazy? What's crazier about that is that was a 1 day turnaround because weigh-ins for USA's is Thursday and then prejudging's Friday morning.
Yeah, it's
20 pounds in 1 day.
Deathly.
So the goal next year is to be like, if we can be peeled at 235 and then just suck down, dehydrate, sit in a sauna like these guys are all doing to make weight, and then we can make weight at 227, carb back up to like 236, 237, then it's like, that's my physique with another 12 pounds on it. So it's like, ooh, okay. I feel like then I'll be able to hang with like those guys in that top 15, top 20, like Josema, Niall. Like these guys are fucking huge. Ramon, these guys are huge. Like they have way more tissue than me. They're way more dense than me, which they're also able to get more peeled than me because they have more muscle tissue. So yeah, bro, I got more to go. That's it.
You got this, bro.
Not big enough, bro.
You're close, and you're going to crush this offseason. I know.
Thank you.
I might follow you too, because I think we had a pretty similar carb intake and dose intake from last year. So maybe maybe I'll jump on the train with you.
I'm telling you, I already told you, bro. You're gonna nail this reverse. You're gonna come back next year. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be wild. You should do Legion next year.
When is that?
May 30th.
Oh, that's way too early, bro.
I think so.
I don't go. Yes, for sure. It gives me like 3 months.
Hey,
my
bro.
fucking my health phase isn't over till like February 1st.
Oh, well, I forgot you're also going out of the country for a bit, and then like you're not going to be able to train for a bit. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I'll have like 2 months of off season.
So
Andy, I can't build 10 pounds in 3 months.
Do you think you're actually going to compete next year, or you think you're going to take the whole year off, or is it going to be just like a later show? You think?
I have no clue, man. It really just depends on. I'm going to talk to Patrick and see what he thinks. I'd rather just, maybe I should just full send what Joe said. Just fucking full send the fucking hardcore McDonald's diet and let's go, baby. for a year and a half. Just come back, cover up my weight cap, 17 pounds. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I think since I'm 17 pounds below, I have a lot of, I have like a lot of time that I need to really work on making these quality gains for sure. So, I mean, my idea is like, I would love to do the Arnold the year after, like 2027. That'd be like March or something.
Yeah, March.
Like the Arnold 2027, and just take a lot of time off, and then hopefully try to show that I've made a big difference, and hopefully surprise the judges maybe with the improvements. But we'll see.
That's the fun part, bro. The improvements. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people think the off season is boring, and it can be, I guess, to an extent, because it's nothing really changes and it's very, very like mundane. But
the goal is a lot farther.
I'm like, bro, I'm putting in the work now, because come May, June, whatever shows I do, I'm like, I can't wait to see what that looks like. You know?
Yep.
It gets me so fired up.
No, I feel the same, bro. I do. There's a Q&A. Aaron Bounds asks, how do y'all structure training and what kind of training, etc.? I know you guys train together sometimes too, so I want to hear this.
As far as like training split or like individual, like how many working sets we're doing per...
Everything. How are you training when you're training together? What are y'all's training splits?
When it comes to training together, I just let Joe lead the way. So if we're doing 20 working sets, if we're doing 10, if we're doing 1, I just let him lead the way. And then same with the movement pattern. But right now I've been doing kind of push-pull legs, but a kind of like a bro split variation of it. So I'll do a push day that's chest focused. I'll do a push day that's shoulder focused, 2 back days, and then 1 leg day per week. So I'm only training 5 days a week. And then 3 days on, 2 days, 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Nice. What about you right now, Joe?
For me, I do the old school bro split. So
fire.
Chest and calves Monday, back Tuesday, rest Wednesday, shoulders Thursday, arms Friday, Saturday, the full leg day, Sunday rest, and then repeat.
Nice.
And as far as like, so I train kind of different whether I'm on or off. But when I'm on cycle, my volume's way higher. When I'm off, it's less. And I'll train actually a little heavier, because I do like 1 real working set when I'm on TRT. And then when I do, when I'm on cycle, I'll do more volume, but I'll push multiple failure sets. So like, I'll do like, it's like 3 working sets, but 1 to 2 of those sets is complete failure and then really fucking close to failure. So I'll get more failure sets in and more volume. So it's more sets in general, I guess. Because I can recover from it when I'm on.
Yeah.
And that's literally the only difference. I'll still do 5 or 6 exercises for the muscle groups. Just how many actual sets I do is a little different.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me too, especially after feeling the difference in my recovery fucking the last 2 weeks,
so
bro.
Smart. I didn't really think about it either until he was telling me that's how he did it. I'm like, that's so smart, because the meathead, like most meatheads, right? They're gonna think, oh, I'm off cycle or I'm on TRT. I got to train harder to keep this muscle. But really, it's like if you train harder and you're on less gear, you're actually not going to recover, and you're actually going to lose more muscle. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you guys what I just experienced. So I normally I do 8 sets of each muscle group per workout, and I do each workout twice a week when I'm on cycle. This one I just dropped it by about 25%. So I was doing 6 sets instead. And because I wasn't fucking running anything and my test was low, dude, I wasn't recovering. I wasn't recovering even 2 days after my normal day. I would repeat the workout. So I haven't been able to follow my normal training plan because I haven't been recovering in time for my next workout. So I've been having to push back all my days by like 2 days and shit. And it's just, now it's like kind of random because I'm just still kind of doing more than my body can recover right now. Mm-hmm. So you got to listen to your body, whatever it's at.
Bro, Andy, that leg day we did together, I pushed it too far. My legs, I had 9 days off. I shit you not.
Holy shit.
We did blood work. We did blood work that day after. We did blood work the following Monday. So after that leg day, I took the 3 days off, then did my blood work on that Monday. So that's when Andy came to train. So Andy's on and I'm off. I don't know how long it took him to recover, but my leg days are Saturdays. I train on Thursday, train him again Saturday, which was my wedding day that just passed. And my legs were still fucked up. Like, they weren't like crazy sore fucked up, but things still hurt. So I had to go a lot lighter. I had to train like with a different kind of intensity. But I was like, fuck, dude, like that I went too hard with Andy that day.
Hey, bro. What can I say,
sick,
bro? I mean, Training with the big dogs,
I was
bro.
on TRT. I was on TRT. This motherfucker's on. I was like, damn, bro, that's why.
Yo, the same thing happened to me for back day.
Yeah, the same thing happened with Niall. We trained back. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's at 900
it was
mgs of
fucked up
test.
because I led the workout. I played myself.
That's hilarious. Y'all are my dream rotation for legs. I got to get that shit in with y'all someday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no.
I don't even.
A lot of people want to come train with me. Legs. Legs are back.
Fuck yeah, bro. I would be so down. Even like the judges want me to build up my upper body more than my legs, but I just can't stop thinking about leg day. I just feel like
that's the one you should. When you get the boys together, you have to do legs. It's like it's a must. There's a different kind of competitiveness that comes with it. Like I'm training to match Andy's intensity and vice versa. So it's like I know this guy's here to fucking train, so I'm gonna be here to fucking train. And then I ended up fucking sore for 9+ days.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, I want to ask one last question before Andy dips because someone actually asked about prep cycles.
Ooh,
his name is Jacob. But so the reason I'm asking this is because I always had the perception that all coaches kind of ran the same shit until I did these last shows with Patrick, and I wasn't running the same thing.
Uh-huh.
I was running a little bit different, and some compounds that were out. So I'm curious, what do y'all's average prep or most recent average prep look like in terms of the compound use?
You want to say like maybe 6 weeks out to we'll probably do we'll say 2 weeks out because that's when all orals are deployed most likely. And
yeah 2 weeks out is fine. You can just state it. And then because I know there's been some extra Superdrol use recently amongst a lot of coaches too, so I'm kind of curious about that.
All right. Mine was 40 mcgs of cleanse, 600 mgs of test a week.
Was that prop?
No. Sip. 450 mgs of, not 450. I'm sorry. 300 mgs of primo per week. 400 mgs of mass prop per week. 200 trend per week. We actually bumped it for the Olympia because we're on 100 the whole year. Mm. And he's like, for the Olympia, he's like, if you handle trend well, which I do, I don't really have any negative side effects. He's like, let's bump it to a 200 and see how well you tolerate that. And I tolerated it well. And then 3 IUs of GH fasted, 50 mgs of Winnie pre-training, 50 mgs of Anavar pre-training, 10 mgs of Halo pre-training, 10 mgs of Superdrol pre-training.
The Superdrol. There we go.
Yeah.
The sexy Superdrol.
So 600 test, 300 primo, 400 mass prop, 200 mgs of Tren Ace, 20 units Atlantis, 3 IUs of GH fasted, 50 mgs of Winnie pre-training, 50 mgs of Anavar pre-training, 10 mgs of Halo pre-training, 10 mgs of Superdrol pre-training. That pre-training cocktail was something else, let me tell you.
I love those, bro. Those are the best. Especially when Patrick was having me do Halo for such a long period of time pre-training. It was so fucking nice, dude.
You'd be tired as fuck. You take your Halo, you're like, oh, now I'm ready to fuck. Now I'm fucking ready. I love it.
What about you, Joe?
For mine, it was 1250 test, 600 EQ, 40 milligrams Winnie, Tren Ace 300 milligrams, Mast 300 milligrams. Towards the end, the cleanse, the most cleanse I did was 120 micrograms, but it ended around like 80 micrograms. GH was at 10 IU. Arimidex it stayed at 3 milligrams. I'm sorry, 1 milligram 3 times a week. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah.
I didn't run Halo.
Yeah, you didn't run Halo, right? But what were the other orals that you ran? You said, I'm trying to remember because I kind of fucking missed it. That was my bad.
No, it was, the orals were Winnie, and then I just had Glen, and that was it.
Okay, nice.
I had
All right, so
Anavar in
I'm
the
like-
beginning, but it got taken out once I put the.
Gotcha. I would probably do the same if I had to choose. I fucking see. That's what I was wondering. Like Patrick really did have me on like a fucking, I guess, low prep cycle for this one, and you could tell in my physique too. Like when we were up against each other at the show, like I just didn't have like that dick skin Winstrol look that I've been.
You
missing,
literally
bro.
had it at fucking the Steve Carr show, and
Oh yeah.
Hurricane was pretty nasty too.
Steve
but-
Carr was a huge difference from the first show in terms of the look. It was just a lot fuller,
yeah,
and a little bit tighter.
mm-hmm.
I did have like deeper glute lines, I think, in our show, and I think that's just because I was more sunken in. Right, the
Mhm.
Winstrol added 2 pounds just overall on my physique, but I think the judges liked the Winstrol look better than the non-Winstrol look, and I'd say in terms of a prep cycle, I feel like for most people it's a good idea.
Yeah,
Just try to like find that balance where like you're not fucking your joints up way too much and then not running it up
Well,
for too
dude,
long.
once the Winnie's in, you start to look fucking wild. Like every time we
I
start
know.
throwing, I'm like, yes, this is what I needed.
Yes.
This is
feel
the
like
look I
it
was waiting for.
I feel like it all kind of happens at the same time too, right? Because like you add in Winnie, you're obviously on Mashed, you might add in some Trend, but it's like as you add those in and they actually start to work over the next 2 to 3 weeks, but you're also pulling down body fat. It's like you get leaner and you're getting harder at the same time. That's when you start seeing those daily changes, you know?
Yeah.
That's the
It
sexiest
looks
thing in the world,
wild.
man.
You just start looking unreal to yourself, like, what the fuck? I look like a cock.
See,
Yeah.
I can't really talk about this. I feel like I can't really talk about stuff like this for too long because I'll be like, I want to get on prep. Like I'll get FOMO. Like I already missed prepping, you know?
You get FOMO way
I
too
honestly
quickly, bro.
like-
You literally just
yeah,
came off
I
of
love
Olympia
being
and you're already
big.
missing some pro shows.
I love being big
I like
too,
being
but
a big
I like,
guy, bro.
I don't know. I just like getting nasty peeled. Like I like I don't know. I like competing and like being peeled and like all that. I love being huge too. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I think I just love competing. So like when I'm sitting in the off season, I'm like, fuck, this is fucking ass, bro. I want to compete already, bro. Like
See,
I'm
the
already looking
off-season
at
for
stuff,
me
you
is
know?
so exciting. Like the idea of like, okay, I just stepped on stage. I see my flaws. I know how to fix these flaws, make them better. Now I'll be huge while doing it. I love that shit. I love working towards something. Like I know, and you can't whatever you do in the off season, that's what you're gonna have. You put on a little bit of tissue when you're in prep, but it's not near as much as you can in the off season. So like, I don't know. It's like being fucking huge. Like, it's
I think my biggest thing is like I'm just impatient, you know. Like I love the off season too. Obviously, like that's where you make all your improvements. You're strong. The food is high. Like you feel like a tank. I just get impatient though. Like you know, like a good off season, like you said, Joe, 6 to 8 months. I'm like, I want to compete right now. I hate waiting. So I get
Yeah.
antsy, you know.
Yeah. I get that.
I don't get antsy
Especially
just
when you
because
just see
I'm
all the
like, if I
shredded
compete
shit.
too early, I'm not gonna change. Like, I know I won't have anything
Yeah.
to show any different. So I'm like, for me,
That's
I'm
real.
like, I can't get excited for a prep that I'm not gonna look any different. I get excited about
Damn.
knowing that I'm
Honestly-
gonna look different.
Bro, I need that perspective, bro, honestly. Cause I'm like ready to jump the gun, like, hey, let's apply for the Arnold right now. Prob's like, bro, you've only been in the off season for a month. Like, you need a longer time.
I feel like I have like the fucking demon, the angel on my shoulders, and like the demon's telling me no, you want to prep, and then the angel's telling me no, you want a fucking off season.
Yeah,
Add a little super droll. Fuck. All right, one last question before Andy dips. But what would you guys attest? What would you guys attest the most, supplementation included, to keeping your health in check?
Are you talking ancillaries too?
Yeah, top 3 to 5 things.
I would definitely. Well, we talked about this on the last one. Remember, you're like, what health supplements do you take? And we're like, obviously, fish oil, K2, D3, I think stuff to manage blood glucose is really good too, like metformin, berberine, especially if you're using GH. Obviously, because nobody wants to get soft in the off season. It just makes for a much harder prep.
I do like berberine.
And honestly, I think just gut health is like so important. Like I'm actually going to start adding in like kombucha and sauerkraut in a lot of my meals because I learned it from Tuttle.
Yeah, from Tuttle, same.
Mm-hmm. And like with the food being this high, I'm like, if my gut is not absorbing this properly or it's irritated or inflamed, like if you start prep with a messed up gut, like, I mean, you guys already know, like it's not going to end well. So just making sure my gut is healthy. So obviously BPC 157 orally, zinc carnosine, betaine, apple cider vinegar, of course, just everything I can to like make sure my gut is good. And then also the sauerkraut because it's fermented. And then obviously I have like sourdough bread in like all my meals because that's fermented as well. So I'm able to push those carbs really, really high and my gut never really feels like upset at all.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's a good answer.
That'd be the main
I
things.
take all the same shit.
I don't really have much to add to what Andy said other than honestly, one of the biggest tools that's helped me, and I've found this out just this year, is just keeping my cardio in. Like I do cardio daily.
Yeah.
And this is the best I've ever felt.
Yeah.
And I feel like body in motion handles partitioning nutrients and digestion, everything the best. Because you stay running like a machine. So that little bit of cardio every single day, 25, 30 minutes, be a simple walk outside, but just moving your body, especially the heavier you are, you're going to feel incredible. So
yeah.
Helps with blood pressure too.
1000% agree with that,
nutrient
bro.
partitioning, like
it's underrated.
So many good things just for movement. Just don't be lazy in off season.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
You move your body.
Imagine someone like
well for you.
I always think just like imagine someone just throwing in a 10-minute walk after every single meal.
That's
not
what I
only
do.
do you get your cardiovascular benefits, but you also have glucose disposal benefits, like huge glucose disposal benefits.
Not only that,
and managing blood sugar.
The appetite aspect as well. Like when food gets really high and you're in an extended, prolonged off season, like it'll get to a point where you're like, bruh, I am not trying to eat. I have no appetite. But it's like, if you're constantly moving, that metabolism is constantly cranking, you're going to like look forward to that next meal. It helps with the appetite too.
I just got to brag for a second before y'all check out these fucking markers. Check out these sexy markers.
Green beans.
Yeah.
Lipoprotein is
awesome.
at 50. Fucking HDL is like what, 58 or something? LDL is like 80.
Hey, how much you want to bet, Niall? My cholesterol's better than yours, and this was taken 5 days post Olympia.
What?
Let me see.
No way. I call BS on this shit,
bro. Let me get to my cholesterol here. What was your LDL?
LDL is 80.
Mine's 44.
44 milligrams per deciliter?
Yeah. What was your LDL to HDL ratio?
Holy shit. Mine was 1.4.
Mine's 1.6. So pretty similar. But you know what was really fucked up in my cholesterol was my HDL, bro, was so low. So Prob was like, we got it. It was 27.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's obviously right after Olympia. Like we're not, we don't have a ton of fats in the diet, low body fat. So we just cranked up the fish oil, added in 2 ground beef meals. And we're like,
How much fish oil did you crank it up to?
I take the Revive one. I think it's, I take 4 capsules morning and 4 capsules at night. It's like 8 grams. It's like
grams total?
8 grams, something. It's pretty high, 8 to 10 grams.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to recommend going up to 10 grams, but you're basically doing that.
I mean, honestly, there's no negative research about like ramping up fish oil. It's only going to help.
Right.
So,
especially if you're not taking it all at once, so you don't have some like, I don't know, digestive diarrhea or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it probably won't be much of a difference, but I do like getting the Carlson's like finest fish oil that's bottled.
Oh yeah.
That way it's not in pills, so there's a lot less of a risk of it being oxidized.
That's smart.
Yeah, keeping it in the fridge, it's fucking nice.
Damn. Okay.
Plus, I just use a spray bottle instead, so I spray it on some of the food, and it makes it taste even better.
Oh.
Instead of having to just swallow it pill wise.
Another Answer to your question, glutathione for sure.
Yeah. Glutathione's been my lifesaver for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing that for like 5 years, man. And I like feel like I'm pretty sure I've only gotten actually sick 1 or 2 times in the last 5 years from just my excessive
Look at this fucking monster right here. Bro,
fucking machine.
You know what skit Joe should do for like a reel to get hella views would be like he puts his phone in the fridge and he's like POV what my fridge sees at 1 a.m, and it's Joe opening the fridge, getting his last meal.
Yeah.
Fucking take.
All these onion sentences. Sweet.
Nice.
I just realized I need to cook.
All right. Maybe. Yeah. I actually really wanted to keep this podcast under 2 hours, but I failed. So if you guys are down, maybe we'll just rapid fire a few of these questions just so some of them can get it answered, because I feel bad that I have a bad habit of doing this every podcast. I'm sorry, guys.
No,
I just like to take all the attention for myself.
Also, time is all that shit. I got.
Well, we answered. I mean, and the honesty is we answered a lot of these questions already, so which is cool. Valhalla CFM asks, "Can I borrow some of your shoulders, please? I'll give them back after my show."
Hey, wait, no, I
Who was
asked
you
the
referring to,
question. You
Andy
got to
or
find
me?
it. Definitely you, bro. I asked the question.
What's up, Andy?
I asked the question, bro. Go find the
Oh,
question.
did you? All right, I'll find a question. I'm finding it.
Hey, Joe, I know you don't speak Spanish, or you might, but that little thing in the background, does that say like love food?
Live,
Bro,
love.
Live, love, eat?
let's go. Yeah, come here.
Vivir is to live.
Live.
Amor, love.
Amor is love.
Comer.
Yeah,
That's eat.
to eat.
That's binge.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
fucking sick.
I'm half Hispanic, so I have to know what this shit means.
Yeah, I'm 0.01% black.
I think I am
I
too.
can't find your question, Andy.
I
remember. I remember. I told my older brother, like, I bet you I can touch the rim. He's like, no, you fucking can't. This is like when I was 20 years old. I was like, yes, I fucking can. And I touched the rim, and I was like, I think I'm part black at least a little bit.
You're like,
I would do something like that.
you're like Paul
That's
on Bro
awesome.
Chat. You're like, when I was 20, I used to be able to touch the net. Like, it was 30 fucking years ago.
I can't do it now. I definitely can't do it now.
Yeah, your question's not on either pages, Andy.
I asked,
This is cap.
who's Joe's favorite classic physique pro?
Oh, Andy.
Oh, it's Niall, right? Niall Nugget.
Yeah. Good answer. Good
Andy.
answer.
Fuck.
Andy bodybuilding.
All right, Baggy, the coach, asks both of you guys, is IGF-1 in the market? IGF-1 in the market is legit or a waste of money and better just to use HGH?
Well, honestly, I've never used IGF. I don't know anyone that's used IGF, and I don't even know where to get
I was
it, to be
just
quite
asked
honest
that.
with
I
you.
used IGF.
Oh, you?
I was just asked that question.
Yeah.
I've never used it either.
Maybe that's what
Yeah.
that's what we're missing, Joe. Maybe
I've
that's
used
what
a
we gotta
juicy
do.
amount of IGF. Help me blow up
Damn,
my legs,
my
brother.
foot.
It definitely did. But the only other explanation, if it wasn't the IGF, and it was LR3 too, which people think is kind of bunk, would be my training. It's the only other thing I'd really change. I did change training a lot. Up the frequency of twice, up the volume quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Stop hitting the first set to failure.
Facts.
I'll
Yeah.
try to explain that to people. It's like, not every set's supposed to be failure. It can be a working set. You can still have a few reps left in the tank. But if you do every
Yeah.
set to failure, you're going to burn out your CNS, and you can't maximize
Yeah.
the muscle as a whole. Because bodybuilding is about hitting every angle of the muscle with volume and intensity. So if you get to your upper chest, you're not going to get the most out of your pec major. There's no way. You just burned yourself out.
Yep.
So you're always going to lie.
Facts. Right. You got to hit every top set.
Yes.
You hit too hard your first sets, your last top sets are fucked, and then they're a waste of time. Marvin Davila says, "Yo, Joe, my boy made it." All caps.
Mhm.
Hey, I made it.
That's right. You come to Transparent, and you fucking made it. A lot of these we asked already, which is good. Another one of the same questions that we were asked on other podcasts. Bethlehem the Beast asked, "Do you plan on being the next mutant?" Not in a disrespectful way at all, though. Not in a disrespectful way.
Joe is the mutant already.
He's definitely another mutant for sure.
I want to be known as the Machine, not the next mutant. So
I like that.
What I came up as.
Joe is a mutant. He's not the mutant. He's just a mutant in general. He's a machine and a mutant.
I like the whole machine thing that they gave me, because machines, all they do is work. And I know how hard I've worked to get to where I'm at, so I want to continue just being the Machine. That's it. I will be the Machine. The mutant's already there.
How the fuck do we get a nickname, Niall? That's what I'm fucking trying to figure out.
I already got given a nickname because people were a little bit racist. A bunch of white people would always just call me Goku.
Goku?
Like literally, people who don't even know me on social media would still call me Goku.
That's your handle, IFBB Pro Goku. Yeah,
everyone just called me Goku.
Well, fuck, I don't have one.
It's like you see, like back in the day too, like you're in Texas in the like 2000s, early 2000s. You're like around a bunch of white people, and like you're just the only Asian guy that just had like tended to lift. And you look like Goku, I guess.
They gave me that nickname.
I'll take it. I'll fucking take it.
The show I competed with Andy, the head judge,
sick.
Eric. Yeah. When they gave me my award, they said Joe the Machine, or Joseph the Machine Palacios. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. I always wanted a name. So there we go.
That's awesome, bro. Yeah, we need to figure out a name for Andy.
Yeah. Drop in the comments below.
The Midget Killer.
The Midget. This giant killer.
My training partner, Paul, we were getting ready for a show together. It was our first time ever competing against each other. And he was posing, and I randomly called him the Tatted Tank. So that's what he got his little nickname. I gave that to him.
Did you say the Tatted Taint?
Like.
Fire.
You gotta.
Oh god. Now I'm getting Andy's yawns. Fuck.
You gotta ask Joe the podcast question, bro, to finish the pod.
Yeah, I'll ask it after we ask maybe one more Q&A or two more Q&As.
I got you.
Most of these we already covered, so that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. Carol Lisinski asks, "Do you guys think everyone can be an open bodybuilder or not?"
I think everyone probably has the potential. I think everyone has the potential to compete as an open bodybuilder. I don't like turning pro and being a competitive pro. That's a whole nother ball game. Just with obviously genetics is going to be the number one thing. How far you're willing to push, food, drugs, how far you're willing to push your body. Obviously, bone structure. There's so many things that come into it. I think anyone can try. But like being a competitive pro or turning pro, that's like you got to have some form of really, really good genetics and kind of be born to do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't believe just anybody can be a pro. I don't. Let alone an open pro. I think there's
especially not an open pro. No, yeah.
There's a genetic component to being able to put on this much muscle too. Like I said, when I was in high school, I saw like in hindsight, holy shit, like there's something to the genetic thing. Like everyone was doing what I was doing. I was doing nothing special. My body responded. And I've worked with clients that they just do not have the genetics to put on muscle at all. Like you can put them through anything, and they'll put on a little bit, but nothing to the extent of what's needed to be a professional. So
yeah,
I don't believe they can. They can, but you only know when you try. So.
I don't know. Yep,
that's facts. It's facts, man. It's well put. Yerdick Nick asks, if you guys could start from the beginning again, how would you go about it?
Joe is lucky because he waited. I would have waited to hop on cycle. I think I was like really, really young. I would have waited till I'm at least like 21, 22 or something like that. And then I would have hired a really, really good coach from the beginning instead of just like wasting time with like coaches that aren't as knowledgeable or like lower level coaches because that's all I could afford. Or I would have tried to hire a very good reputable coach like right from the start because they'll save you so much time with like trial and error.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would have just changed my mindset when it came to training I did too much too early on from what I could recover from, and I just ignored my body. And it led to
Oh my God, bro.
my shoulder injuries and stuff. And that's why no one ever sees me do like a barbell press or dumbbells and stuff, because I had shoulder surgery on both shoulders. And that's why I'm a machine-based guy on most things. And if I would have been smarter with my approach to training, then I would have been in a healthier spot physically with my mobility and just movement patterns and what I can do. So I'm pretty proud of myself what I've accomplished, but it would have been nice to not have any pain whatsoever.
Yeah. Bro, we are literally the same person, except you're just like way bigger and better than me. It's crazy. I fucked up both my shoulders from college, just bench pressing wrong and also trying to I used to dumbbell press like 100s to 120s. Now I can't even really overhead press 80s, double 80 dumbbells like properly, just because the shoulders are so fucked.
Damn.
And it took me a while to learn the whole like, don't go to failure so fucking early, man. Like, just fucking, it's the long game.
There's a point
do the
of
entire
working
workout,
hard,
the entire workout. Yeah. Okay, I think we can have one last Q&A that kind of ties into that. Damon's89 asks, did you change your approach to your training or cycle to bring up weak body parts?
Oh, 100%. My training now is like ridiculously slow, controlled, almost like it's exaggerated how slow it is. But especially for my back, I had done deadlifts, barbell rows, fucking rack pulls. I tried everything to bring up my back. And it wasn't until I learned how to train it properly by using proper cues, such as, scapular retraction, driving with the elbow, tucking in the elbow, like all these little cues, right? I didn't even learn that until like a year ago, 2 years ago. So it took me literally, I was T-bar rowing 5 plates, but I had no back. So then I'm like, all right, I'm going to literally back this down. I'm not going to increase the weight until I feel it all in my back and nothing else. Not in my biceps, not in my forearms, not in my rear delts. I want to feel this only in my lats. And so it wasn't until like I changed my form completely, cut the weight in like half, and really started to feel it is when I started to have my back grow. And then I kind of honestly applied that to everything else. Like I noticed the lighter I train with more control, the better my contractions are, the more I grow, honestly. So
you also watched my YouTube video with Andy that I threw up last week.
Yeah, I watched it. Hilarious.
We did do a lot of cues though. Did talk about a lot of our cues.
Mm-hmm.
Same with me on cues and tension points and volume overall. I always trained kind of like Dorian. He was my favorite bodybuilder. Going into this, I believed in his training, and I still do. But there's a point of where, without a certain level of precision, that bringing up, like say for example, my quads, I lack in the sweep. Genetically, the way weight sits on me and stuff, it goes straight to my adductors and teardrops. So I need to be under really good control on the eccentric portion of the movement as well as even the concentric portion. Instead of trying to go for a super heavy set of like 8 to 10, like even that time under tension with like 15 to 20 reps on that little point in my leg the whole time has really brought out my sweep. And just certain body parts too. People ask about my shoulders and stuff. Side laterals is no different. I'm making sure that I'm using the side of my delt, not my traps, not my front delt to help or anything. Feeling out the tension points, like how far I'm going to stretch my muscle before bringing it back up, but never losing that tension. And just doing more volume sets, so not taking so many sets to failure. Just being smarter with feeling my training compared to just sticking and marrying to one style. So, for example, my tempo will pick up on some movements. Some movements I'll go a little bit slower, but I literally just feel the movement out and then work with whatever weight I need to. I don't really care about numbers. I don't go in with a plan of I'm doing this many sets or this many, whatever. I just go by what my body feels, and it's enhanced my physique dramatically.
Hell yeah. Do you mind me asking, by the way, how low your food went on prep for Texas Pro and Tampa Pro?
I think it was, I'm not, okay. The lowest, I don't know what the macros are for it, but The lowest that it got to was 2 meals. Two of the meat meals were sorry. Yeah, two of the meat meals had 75 grams of rice. Two of them had no carbs at all. And both cream of rice meals got down to 60 grams. The protein amounts were 10 ounces of beef, 10 ounces of chicken. 3 meals were chicken, 1 meal was beef, 10 ounces. And then the cream of rice was obviously has 2 scoops of protein. But the fats were pretty low. And I had 3 chicken meals, 1 beef meal, two carbless meals out of 6 meals. Pretty low.
Yeah. And that rice was uncooked too, right? That measured?
75.
No, that's
rice.
Cooked rice.
75 grams of cooked rice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's like what, 20 grams of carbs or some shit?
20 grams.
Yeah. 20 grams.
Holy fuck, dude. Yeah, under 100 grams of carbs.
Bro is digging.
Total.
Yeah.
That's fucking savage.
Yeah. I told you I suffer when I go down to get peeled, but it's all right.
Yeah, same.
It looks good.
Oh, fuck yeah, bro. Yeah, it looked fucking savage. All right. I ask this to every guest at the end of every podcast. Just like Andy. If you were to disappear from the world tomorrow and you had one message you could send to the entire world today, what would the message be?
Whatever that goal or dream is in your heart, never give it up for anybody or anything, because true happiness lies within that dream, and a lot of people let it go. So keep going. And that's pretty much it.
That's really well said. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had that conversation with someone, my best friend actually just this weekend, because it's the current person that he was with was like not supporting his goals in his career. And I'm just like, bro, that's like your number one thing. You need to have, you need to have your purpose and you need to stick to that. And that's your number one. And your partner, if it's the right partner for you, is going to support that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. You're not going to be happy. True happiness lies in that dream. Like I said, you're giving up that dream for someone else, you'll never find happiness because that person just took it away from you and you're going to resent them. No matter how much you love them, there will be resentment because they took it away. You allowed them to.
Yeah.
And I'm like right on board with Joe's message, because I think we find fulfillment in chasing that dream. And I think true happiness comes from doing things that fulfill us. Right. Notice the most unhappy people they're working a job that's unfulfilling, or they're in a relationship that's unfulfilling. And then the happiest people are people like us that are doing something that truly fulfills us, something that we get to be excited to jump out of bed every day and we get to do, right? So I'm right there with Joe. If you are doing something that fulfills you, don't give it up for anything or anyone.
Yeah, man. I remember waking up every day for a job I didn't want to do and just being looking forward to this, what I'm doing right now, and wishing this would be my life. And then it got to a point where it's like, well, why the fuck don't I just make it my life? You know, like people are living my dream and it's because they went for it. They believe that they could. Why am I any different? So here we are.
Awesome. Well, this was a fucking sick podcast, boys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys for coming on. I think this is going to provide a lot of value for a lot of people. So
appreciate you having me, man.
Really
Thank you.
This.
Thank
you.
You.
Bro, this is fucking sick. And it's also really awesome to see how fucking big your arms are in the camera.
Massive.
Like that?
Holy shit.
That's a TRT arm too.
TRT arm.
Fuck. All right. Where can everybody find you? You got a place? Anything you want to promote to?
My IG, Joe the Machine. I mean, pretty easy to find. I have a YouTube. It's under Joseph Palacios. That should be easier to find now. Just support me there. I'm hardly on TikTok. I should be on TikTok, but I'm not. It's one of those new era things that it's so fucking hard for me to do, but eventually I'll get on there, I'm sure, but I'm not on there. I have an account, but there's nothing on there. And that's it. If you support me, feel free to support my wife as well. She's on her little journey at Ash Lacios. It's her name, Ash plus Lacios, my last name pretty much. And watch my boy grow up, Jax. I love posting him and hearing comments about them more than my bodybuilding stuff because that's what matters more to me. My physique is my physique, but my family is everything. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite things that you've talked about too, which I'm fucking, dude, we could talk about it shit for 6 hours to be honest, but next time.
Hell yeah.
I'll be back.
Hell yeah.
For sure.
Then Andy P bodybuilding, baby.
Yep. Y'all already know where to find me.
Yep. With the Buckeye brownies.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to smash some Buckeyes. I'll catch y'all soon. So gas.
Oh, man.
All right. Later, y'all.
All right, brothers. See ya.
Better.
Peace, guys.